How's everybody doing out there today? Let me get into the starting lineups as we're going to get settled here in Calgary for Lane Lambert and the Seattle Kraken. It's been tough times lately. 12, 13, and 6. It's many Beniers missing. Marchment, Jordan Eberle, Vince Adam Larson, Chandler, Stephenson, Eeli, Tolvanen, Freddie Gaudreau, Ryan Lindgren, Jimmy Alexiak, Shane Wright, Danny Nyman, Capo Caco, Beniers, Ryan Winterton, and Jacob Melanson. Riker Evans and Cale Fleury will be the back end defense with Joey Decord in net. And for the Calgary Flames, 13, 17, and 4, head coached by Ryan Huska. Both of these teams need points in the standings. They are out of it right now. When you look at where we are live, Calgary Flames sit with 30 points in 34 games. Seattle Kraken have games in hand 31. But all the games that they've been having in hand over the last couple of weeks will start to go away because of all the double headers out in front of them. It's Morgan Frost, Jonathan Huberdeau, Matthew Coronado, Kevin Bull, Rasmus Anderson, Nazem Kadri, Igor Sharangovich, Joel Farabee, Jan Kuznetsov, and Mackenzie Wager, Michael Backlund, Connor Zary, Blake Coleman, Johnny Beecher, Ryan Lomberg, Adam Klapka, with Joel Hanley, and Hunter Bruskevitz. On the back end, Dustin Wolf should be getting the start in that today. We'll see if I mark that in my sheets. Again, I already have the goaltenders listed, and I will go ahead and put in a game summary and get my notes. I'm expecting this to be a solo call. I know Alec has the coverage of the Seahawks and Rams, which I'm also sure that Cooper Hopkins is watching over this because you'd think he'd have to be, and also probably just landing in Seattle. This would not be the game tonight that he would likely be on with me, but that will probably change either on Saturday or throughout next week and through the 30th, because between the 18th and the 30th, he says that he is available. So I think him and I are going to be able to get on to a broadcast at some point. So as we go through the anthems, I just want to let you guys know in the second intermission, if I'm by myself, I'll probably wait at least to the second intermission just in case I get surprised. I do have something that I want to bring to the precipice as far as notes for what is ahead for the Seattle Kraken, because if I don't do that, and I have to make sure I go in through the previous here as far as what I've written down, and I will find that here in a moment. But let me get through the anthems. Yeah, I just had to make sure that it was at the bottom of my notes proponent for today. So Seattle and Calgary is the matchup. We've laid out the records. I've got everything squared away. So when Cooper does get available here within the next week or so, we can go ahead and talk about some of the stuff with the Olympic ice, the intermission crosstalk with the updates for us, the AI to write hockey stories, and the Seattle Kraken blurb that I want to get to probably in the second intermission to break down, because there's a lot. I want to talk about a possible panic index between both of those. Now, you would say with the record that might not be the case, but I think that's what I want to go ahead and mention and get his thoughts as well. I might hold off to it. I might get into the second intermission, but there will be a lot to talk about. So Joey Decord is going to make his way to the goal crease. And again, as we talk about the Seattle Kraken, he's 8-8-4, 2-8-9, 894 save percentage, and a couple of shutouts. Dustin Wolf, 10-13-2, 296, 896, and 2 shutouts as well. But the Seattle Kraken is still 32nd of 32nd in goals scored, and they are also 32nd in goals allowed in the month of December, and we still got about a halfway marker through it. So things have to get a whole hell of a lot better really quickly for the Seattle Kraken, as Blake Coleman is getting some of those smelling salts. Again, the power of that, it kind of uppercuts you right in the face when you take those. So make your eyes water a little bit, get you back into the game. I don't know how recommended it is to do regularly, but that is what we have for Blake Coleman off of those camera shots. So I do have the Calgary feed per the home ice. I can flip it anytime for John Forslund. I'm just going to go with the better picture of what I have right now on the Sportsnet side. And who knows, maybe on Saturday we will revisit Seattle and San Jose as this one is now brushed from the corner from Mackenzie Weegar to the right side red line, and we are underway in Calgary as Morgan Frost will flip this one down the ice. Opportunity for Vince Dunn trying to get it out in between the skate blades. Tolvanen for a moment, and Coronado might have hit that one off the outside of the post. He was trying to get Joey to cord in the dome. As this is now on the away jerseys of Seattle, but Huberdeau able to intercept this sauce pass. Gets knocked away on Kuznetsov, throws it out in front. It's a loose puck, and now Seattle will take a back pass for Tolvanen, and then Lambert's squad will take their first change of the game. So Yanni Nyman, Shane Wright, and Kapil Kakko, a lot of guys in the top of that prospect pool on that third line for Wayne Lambert's squad, and that's one I think is pretty underrated, as Matty Beniers will throw this in the corner. Again, Vince Dunn and Adam Larson, they've been here since the beginning. Connor Zary walks in and shoots and misses toward the right side. Race for the puck now. Kevin Ball should be able to get there first. The icing is going to be waved off. Ball got that extension from the New Jersey Devils, and he has been one of the best Flames defenders in the year, who sits at a +7. Goes back in the corner now, and an opportunity for Ryan Huska's squad to take a change. Those are still going through the opening lineups here in Sportsnet. As this one's flipped back down the ice. Dustin Wolf will go ahead and play it around the inboards as Nazem Kadri tried to push the other way. Joel Farabee out there for a moment. The Joy Decord gets it away, throws it to Mackenzie Weegar near the right dot, bounces off a couple of skates. No shots just yet inside the first 2 minutes of the period. There are a lot of empty seats. Again, they've talked about that for Calgary, but this is going to be a start of a lengthy homestand for them. They have about 6 games to make up between home and away. Igor Sharangovich, good move. He spins away near the left side of the dot. His shot goes and hits the netting right at 17:58. That might actually bounced off of the cord. They gave them 2 shots. I know the Coronado shot did. Oh, it went off the inside of the top of the crossbar and went out. Did not see that off the first look. That beat Joey Decord clean, but he couldn't beat the frame of the bar at the top at that. My goodness. So that was one hell of a laser for Matthew Coronado, but he just hit the bar. So Johnny Beecher going to get waved out of the circle. That'll be the Lamborghini, Ryan Lambert. Going to get set to come in. Try to spin off the forehand. Vince Dunn able to acquiesce this one out. Good play. Right in off the rush. Chance to walk in. Dustin Wolf says no. On the backhand for Jacob Melanson, who is one of the prospects over the last couple of seasons for the Seattle Kraken. I believe that would be 2023 for Mr. Melanson, a 4th, 5th round pick. He's able to get around Joel Hanley, but Dustin Wolf, no problem. Dustin Wolf's not the biggest goaltender, we've known that, but his lateral movement, the speed that he's got, more than makes up for it. He can be absolutely superhuman. 4th career game tonight, 131st overall pick in 2021. So that kind of extends to the Matty Beniers, Riker, Evans, Ryan Winterton draft. So all those guys are probably starting to find their footing here for the GM, Rod Francis. Hanley. Fake the pass, and then I'll send it across. Those will be intercepted in the left dot. And now the Flames pick it up on that same side of red line on Kuznetsov off the drop. As this will be sent down deep. Hanley will try to pinch. He has to absorb some body contact off the spin and turn. And the Flames will watch this one go up and out. Is this going to be Adam Clappe? He was vouching for a puck over glass. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I see Adam Larson get some camera shots. I'll pull up the ESPN part of the box just in case we get there. Edmonton's got a 3-1 lead on Boston. They have been playing very well of late, and it does look like Adam Larson might be guilty. He does get the puck over glass, so they win that, and the Flames will go to a quick power play here. We flip back down the ice. First opportunity, 3 shots to 1 on the board. No score just yet inside the first 3 minutes, but the Flames do have a power play. Adam Larson play a game. As this will be sent in, and this will be an icing on their own power play. So not what Ryan Huska's squad wanted to do, but Nazem Kadri more than capable of starting it again from 200 feet. And Larson just hand grenaded it out of there. There really was nothing else I could say between that third camera look. He just cleared the glass. No problem there. That's an automatic penalty. So it'll be a D-zone draw for Kadri. Lost it between his legs. And this will pinball back to Jonathan Hoover down here, the right side down. Flip back around now for Sharangovich. And Calgary now going to try to get started. Rasmus Anderson off the drop pass. So you got the red, gold, and white in the mix of the sea of red here at home. Sharangovich flipping in behind the inboards. Tried to look for Nazem Kadri, but this will be sticked aside by the Kraken all the way down now to Dustin Wolf. And Rasmus Anderson have to start again from right to left. And off the drop pass, here's Igor. Find his way off the front pass. He gets a feed from Klapka, sending at the net of the cord, and it's going to force him to hold as it bounced off the paddle of the stick at 16:25 of the first. I appreciate anyone that's going to join me. I imagine it'll be quite lonely as far as today's broadcast, but sometimes it is what we get. And between this matchup, I know a lot of people, as I said in the open, are going to run away from it. Seattle Kraken penalty kill was the worst in the league on the road, 61.5%. I just don't know how that's even possible, considering you could talk about the month of December, as we mentioned, but you just cannot survive, let alone stack any sort of wins. 58.3% in the last 8 games. And it's not like the Calgary power play is all that strong. So Morgan Frost on the forehand will draw it back to Mackenzie Wager. Gets it back from Frost, and this one goes wide. That'll be where Mackenzie will be near the right side dot after it's stopped by Dustin Wolf. 50 seconds remain in the Adam Larson delay of game. Mackenzie Wager off the drop back. Did not find the entry of Rosario to play for knee. Calgary power play is about to be 0 for 10 in the last 3 games. So this is only get right situation here for Seattle against Calgary's power play. But again, I just haven't seen the ease of entries off the drop now for Zeri near the right side wing. Put it around the inboards here for Frost. Now Wager holds the line. It's Connor Zeri near the left side blue one. Now the dot shoots low. This one bounces before it ever hit the cord, gets sent back down. Dustin Wolf trying to play a quick pass, get a little breakout here in the midst of the Kraken line change. Morgan Frost just keeps in the left side blue one. Here's a fake pass across. Sent toward the net looking for Coleman. And the power play has expired. Jacob Larson right on the box at Larson. And this goes now to opportunity for Eberle. This one will get knocked away. Coleman pushed this pass ahead, and off the drop now, here's Backlund, shoots it on, and this one will get knocked away. At 15:04 by the court, he will hold. So I'm going to look at the scoreboard here. It's still 3-1 Edmonton over Boston, 2-1 Montreal over Chicago. That's 10 minutes left to go in the third. Chicago has been on a struggle streak of late. So they really need to try to find some wins as well. Pittsburgh, same thing. When Alec and I covered it the other day, and they just got a heavy loss to Edmonton. They're down 3-0 to Ottawa, who's been struggling themselves. This is pushed toward the right side, or that's where Matty Beniers will be. And flip this in around the inboards. Jordan Eberle off the pinch. Eberle, the captain, flips it back around the horn, and this is just out. That pass was a little bit too hard. And now back in their own end, Seattle and the Lambert squad trying to get started, but it's stolen by Mackenzie Wager. His pass off the embankment, start bring on Kuznetsov. It's my second look at him. He falls down, blows a tire. That's going to give Seattle possession in their own end. Shot forward is only 4-1 in favor of Calgary. As this is pushed in behind the inboards now, Nyman. And off the race for Nazem Kadri. Kadri finds the entry, patient with the stick handle, works his way on the forehand behind the net. He's got space to walk in and shoot. Instead, he drops it to handling. A 5-hole save for the court. He still got all the way. It was easy. You would have liked to have seen Nazem Kadri maybe work his way toward that right dot and just kind of let one go over there. But Hanley did have a good look, but it was Decor with no screen in front. Makes that easy save. 14:07. A little bit of a change there. Brustovich will take it as well. He's on the third line defense. He is the Washington Township, Michigan native. He didn't get the chance to catch that one last Wednesday when the Red Wings survived the comeback against the Calgary Flames. It went 4-3. Shots are 5-1. We're still scoreless here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Jonathan with you likely for this solo goal, as this will be put back in behind the end boards. Flames will lose it. I'm going to give Seattle puck possession, but they got to go full 200 feet. Dustin Wolf now for ball. He loses it. Let's try to get banked off Dustin Wolf. Good save out in front. It's loose. And the whistle sounds. So it's going to play dead automatically. That was a steal out in front. Kevin Ball got thefted. And Capo Caco in that third line almost had first blood, but the whistle saves the Flames. We'll be right back. So pretty cool shout out for Sportsnet. Luke Huska in the Western Hockey League. Ryan Huska able to watch his son make the WHL debut and be the proud dad. So I always like when they get those shout outs again. We got WJC just after Christmas as well. I'm going to try to get in on that action. Don't know if I'm going to be able to cover as many games this year. However, if I can get some of the stuff on delay, those are usually solo calls. Probably will find the channels in terms of the interweb, maybe a little piracy, but who knows? Just try to be able to get some calls if I can't access NHL Network from the parents' house. So Huberdeau off the cross pass. Here's a flip for Morgan Frost, and Adam Larson knocks it away. Try to bank it off with Joey Decord and Huberdeau behind the net, but the Flames still have the puck here. Morgan Frost lost it for a moment, and this is picked up here for Huberdeau, but I think the Flames have stepped offsides. Had an offside skate near the right side wing when Huberdeau was entering in the left. That's a good pass for Huberdeau right in off the rush to start and then leave the Morgan Frost toward the right post. Good scoring opportunity. Huberdeau sits at 799. It will be .800 will be his next. Another good shot out there for Sportsnet. This will be flipped toward the left side red one. You think Jonathan Huberdeau will be able to get to 1,000. It's just not as many points as he would have liked in terms of starting his tenure with the Flames over the last few seasons from the Kachuk trade. Matty Beniers and Connor Zeri will do battle directly behind the crease of Joey Decord. Here's a chance from the point. That one hurt. They hit one of the Flames out in front with the right skate. Jordan Eberle, captaincy, able to bring this one in. Mason Marchment was open. Have to watch this bounce off the glass. Traffic on the front's going to let the Kraken walk right in on a chance, but Wolf makes the glove save. There was all sorts of body contact right in the middle of the slot, and for whatever reason, Backlund was one of the ones knocked down, and thankfully, he did not give up a goal. Rasmus Anderson ends up taking a piece out of Backlund there from a shot from the right side point. So the Calgary Flames captaincy a little beat up near that leg. Again, not a lot of protection on the skate. as the faceoff goes directly back off of Wolf. That might count as a shot. And now Zary trying to keep his head up the spin and turn with handling. As Sharangovich now off the rush there with Nazem Kadri. Kadri almost gets the steal between three Kraken. He will now set up now for Kadri. He goes short side. It took a little too long to develop and allowed Joey Decord to recover. Joel Farabee. Now we'll send this one back down. If Kadri would have shot it immediately, he probably would have scored, is my guess. 12:15 left to go in the first. Handling. He'll get the steal right across center ice. And this will go back to him in his own end. Pass eludes number 91. And find an entry now. Good reverse hit for Jacob Melanson on Hanley. Takes him off his feet. Walk-in chance it was behind Dustin Wolf. He didn't know it, but he made the save. And now Kadri couldn't get off the ice. He had Lambert with him, probably will now. Farabee in the battle with Josh Mahura as this goes back around for Riker Evans. Evans in his own end. On his forehand now to the right side, Dunn lifts it, bounces off the glove hand of the Flames. They will get entry out of this. Puts it back in behind the end boards. Mackenzie Weegar can throw it in. A fourth line for Ryan Husk is still out there with Lambert in between his skates. He needs some help though. Jan Kuznetsov picks it off the left bumper. Kuznetsov cross pass. And Joey Decord didn't have to make a save there, but it's still with the Flames. Here's a good work now. Toward the right side boards up the give and go, and this is in the breadbasket of the court. Hold at 11-12. Lambert let that go. Shane Wright not too happy with the puck turnover in the previous sequence. Forecheck there for the Flames, and Farabee and Kadri try to get something going between the right and left dot. By the time Farabee's pass, I believe, got to Kadri, he's trying to settle down the vulcanized rubber. It allowed Joey Decord a chance to recover near that same post. And Beniers, and it looks like Rasmus Anderson was the one in the previous sequence who was down on that walk-in chance. But Rasmus looks okay. They are saying potentially that Rasmus Anderson, 16 points, 4 goals, 12 assists the last 15, could be the next member of the Toronto Maple Leafs now that Quinn Hughes is a member of the Wild. We'll have to watch. 11 minutes exactly left to go on the first round here with you. From the solo call in Seattle and Calgary. This one bounces off Huberdeau's jersey a couple times. And Melanson trying to push this one ahead. Kraken. Freddie Gaudreau looks for the cross pass from the left dot. This is at the point. Mahura lets it go. And that one blocked. This is picked up toward the right side dot. All outstretched pass from Morgan Frost too far. 7 shots to 5. We are almost halfway through the first, still scoreless. Ellie Tolvanen. It is the road white jersey with the crack on the black pants, a little bit of turquoise, a little navy. Again, it's on the other side for the home jerseys, which I have the Beniers jerseys, which I have Cooper Hopkins to thank for that. Michael Backlund off the sauce pass. Not a bad one, can walk in and shoot. And that one is off the stick of Joey Decord. It is the Flames with the puck now. Connor Zary against the left bumper. He's going to need some help. He actually does keep it in. And Blake Coleman and Backlund now on the hunt. This goes to number 20. Off the spin, lost it on his forehand. And Larson able to get it away. The Flames didn't take a change on the third line. As Kevin Ball might get too many men or a whistle here, 9:52. Don't know if there's any penalty, but did hear one. Kevin Ball with his head up is the only one getting a camera shot right now. They might just change this for the face-off draw for where it will be. Let me make sure I gotta check my phone very quickly as far as what we have. I'm gonna tell her that I can't email.
That was a better play by Larson, and that's not in an effort not to get hit. That's just to move his foot so Decord can see it.
So we're gonna take a break here at 9:52 of the first, and then we'll sort whatever else out if we need to. Be right back.
Don't take it away from Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right away for trouble breathing, rash, swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or throat. High blood pressure and Raynaud's syndrome can occur. Get help for high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers
The Calgary Flames delivering an injury update today, and it is for JB, who's missed the last 4 games with an injury. Unfortunately, has to have surgery and is out indefinitely. Ryan Huska said this morning he's been trying to play through that for the injury for the better part of the season, but it got to a point he no longer could. He wouldn't go as far as to say it is season ending, but certainly out long term on the Calgary Flames blue line. So unfortunate news for Jake Bean, but certainly an opportunity.
I did see this prior to the game today when you're talking about Hunter Berskowitz having some time, but they're talking about Jake Bean. I saw this on the Hockey Guy post from YouTube before getting ready for this, and they don't say that the injury is going to be season-ending for Bean, but he's going to miss significant time. So you would expect month-to-month here for Jake Bean at least. You probably won't see him until probably February, March of 2026 at the earliest, is my guess. 9:25 left to go in the first. Shot board reads 8-4. This Kuznetsov. Flames are offsides. Shots are 8-4 Flames here. They're at the Scotiabank Saddledome at home. Now, Cooper and I are going to try to get there in next season because that'll be the last season of the Saddledome. Imagine we're going to be able to get that done. I'm going to get the passport stuff done probably in January because I believe that takes about 6 months. So Lane Lambert now getting a chance to look at some camera shots as this one goes to the left side red line. That's where Hanley is. We'll pick this up on the forehand, send it around the horn. And this is a bad turnover. Flames just lose an edge. And Dustin Wolf able to bail his team out as this will be sent back down. Flipped across the inboards now, and Nyman try to get his own chip and chase. Flames will get this across the blue line side, and now it's a battle for it. They will get possession out of it. Good work there just to cancel off defensively. This will be flipped back around now. Hanley on the back end. Lambert with the pass. Try to leave this one for Matthew Coronado, and he gets it taken away. Try to enter with speed now is Tolvanen off the drop. Freddie Gaudreau. Gaudreau leaves it out in front, but it does not hit the middle of the slot. It goes all the way back down the ice. That would have been dangerous. Dustin Wolf already made a couple of good saves. Flip back around the inboards. Alexiak one more time. Toward the right side. Got to flip the ice. Tolvanen off the touch pass. Find an entry now for Ball. Ball here for Huberdeau. Huberdeau lost it there for a moment. Back unable to push this one ahead. He's okay after taking that puck in off the skate blade from Rasmus Anderson. Chance at the point. There's Ryan Lindgren. Try to send this one back off the bench. Coleman intercepts across the flaming sea. Flips this one in now for Zeri. Near the left side dot. Picked up toward the left side boards now. Matty Beniers in the middle of the battle. As this will be knocked away from Michael Backlund. Sent back in behind the inboards. That's where Weger is. Cancels it off. As we'll give the Flames more puck possession. Seattle desperate try to get out of their own zone. Beniers with his head up. Sends it around the inboards from where DeCord is at. 7:25 left in the first. This will be flipped in. Big time battle for the puck. Mackenzie Weger punishing. Just leaning on one of the Seattle Kraken. And now Sharon Govich a little too far for him. As Eberle will pick this one up. Kuznetsov gets the steal off the big blade. Sharon Govich, small rolling puck. Able to just get it out. Joel Farabee, he'll turn near the left side red line. On his backhand, trying to waft it out in front. Spinning chance. Hits the cord. It goes to Matty Beniers, but we get a hooking call at 6:54 the first. And you think that maybe Kadri getting some of the shots there might be the guilty party? We'll have to see. So Beecher is the one that lost an edge, the former Boston Bruin and U of M man. He's looked okay as a member of the fourth line, but I think that's also kind of being kind as Sharon Govich throws that one on. And Hook is called in front. This is actually going to go against Seattle. So Vince Dunn and Larson are the first two that take a penalty. And I think they got a piece of number 91. I thought a 91 initially might have hooked, but no, it is done. Hanley puts it in behind the inboards now. Huberdeau has it near the left side dot. He's patient, goes back to Rasmus, down to Jonathan. Huberdeau looking for the deflection. Diving play for Nazem Kadri helps to keep it in from the right dot. Huberdeau can walk in and shoot. Good save the cord. Sharangovich was right there, but it got knocked away. Huberdeau, touch pass near the left side dot. Huberdeau, patient, sends it out in front. This is picked up by Kadri to the right side bumper. Rasmus pumps a slap shot, rebound. It's loose on the doorstep, and Huberdeau picks it up near the left dot. Somehow didn't hit the cord on the third chance. Rasmus walks in again, missed it all. Picked up now for Rasmus off the bumper. Sharangovich tried to get this one in. Klapka out there getting some power play time. And Rasmus can't jump at the right side blue line, hold it in. And 5:50 left in the first. It goes down the ice. It is the second power play for Calgary. Nothing yet for Seattle. Shot forward 10-5. Morgan Frost. This is picked up off the backhand. Blake Coleman touch. Now Connor Zuri at the left side blue line. Rieger shoots. Traffic in front. Oh! It's loose off the backhand. It's not in. And it's at the line, but it stays out. Jamie Alexiak, he is jumping on top of that puck there. I don't think he played it with his hand. So the Flames were that close, maybe a finger snap. I know Cooper does that better than I do. All of the Flames are looking at the video board as far as where the puck will be. Coleman was there off the rebound. It was Morgan Frost down and out, making a backhand toward the left side of the dot. Coronado tries to stuff it in, and DeCord, with the help of Alexiak, has made a goal line stand. The chance for Coronado goes off the back of the skate, and his backside as well, but it stays out. Rieger, he lets it go. DeCord has had a lot of action in his grill here in this second power play. These shots are 12-5. The Flames looking dangerous. And I guess what does that say about the Seattle Kraken? That'll be a whole other conversation as this goes toward the right side of the blue line. Blake Coleman tries to cut right up the middle. Here's a good touch pass. Rieger, Zeri, back to McKenzie. This is Coronado, back pass, looking creative. Here's a chance. And DeCord makes another save. Shots are 13-5. And yet Calgary is still staring at a 0 alongside Seattle. So doesn't get much more dangerous here, but number 35 has got his P's and Q's going in goal. And he's playing very strong right now. Appreciate everyone else that have made the comments. I want to say, tough question, but which squad will get out of the rebuild first and who has the higher panic index? Flames, the first one out of the rebuild, maybe the higher panic index. We'll see. I could have probably split that into two parts, but I will definitely talk about that at some point more. We will take a break as the puck goes into the players' bench. 4:47 left in the opening frame. We're still scoreless.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Tolvanen Buick GMC. During our holiday sales event, get yourself a new GMC. Lease a GMC Sierra Double Cab Elevation Edition for just $199 a month. Or lease an electric GMC Sierra Coupe Cab Elevation Edition for only $399 a month. Or lease an electric GMC Hummer pickup truck for just $699 a month. Don't miss our holiday sales event. Visit us on 15 and Davidson or shop toplental.com.
Is it always obvious? Eczema isn't always red. But now, eczema isn't always going to stop you. With Eberle. Eberle is a once-monthly treatment to help those who moderate to severe eczema find real relief and real results. White skin turns still more clear at 1 year. Don't use if you're allergic to Eberle. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Eberle. Before starting Eberle, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. Skin that's still more clear, even at 1 year? Clearly, it's possible with Eberle. Talk to your doctor about Eberle for eczema.
5 minutes after the 5-3 loss Tuesday in which you give up 3 third-period goals. We have to move forward. There's no other way around it. I think we played hard, but we have been. We can't find a way to get over the finish line. Well said. And I have watched quite a few of their games, and they have played really hard.
There's been a bunch of 2-goal gaps, but a lot of empty nets there. They're more earlier about the tight 1-goal games, and just seems like the one left down.
Yeah.
Is really costing Seattle right now.
Yeah. He's an experienced coach, so he'll find a way to get through this.
Center ice draw, last NHL with a 1-8-1 record since November 23rd are the Seattle Kraken. Talked about it. Again, they're not scoring a lot and they're giving up a ton, and that's not a good combination. 4:30 left in the first. Rasmus Andersson near the right side board. Zeri gets bowled over. Backlund tried to be the first to it. And off the pinch, Rasmus Andersson not giving up on the play. Excellent work. Backlund now pushing Seattle back in their own end. And outlet pass for Vince Dunn. Kevin Ball right there. Got to be careful not to trip Jordan Eberle. And he actually didn't get a stick underneath the blade and escaped. As this is picked up now for Zeri and across the bumper. He's pressed up against the wall. And now Ball for a moment. Eberle now for the left side blue line. This is contested alongside Matty Beniers, but if that puck doesn't move, the Zebras can blow the play dead. Eberle up to push a Uyghur. Backlund will shift the ice. He's sent back here for Ball on their own end. Now both teams need to take some changes. And Ball's just going to use that bumper behind the net to give himself some space. He'll start again from right to left. Nazem Kadri up the gut now on his backhand. Takes the wrister, goes in off the inboards. Number 91 almost made a highlight as he usually does. This is too far for Jan Kuznetsov. Hybrid ice against Seattle right at 3:20 of the first. I don't know what kind of camera shot they were just using for the big scoreboard at Scotia, but everything was pink in terms of there for Jan Kuznetsov. But it might have just been the way the lights are in terms of it. Again, they mentioned it when Cooper was with me before on a lot of these broadcasts. They had to take 2 or 3 different scoreboard dimensions because the hookups were kind of legacy and they couldn't get the type of scoreboard that they needed. Here's a chance. Frost. This one's just fought off by the glove hand of Joey Decord. Good push ahead now. Shane Wright. This bounces off of, and they were looking for Cartier as well, but that one knocked away. Fairby now on the rush the other way. This one fought off by Decord. Looking for Sharon Govich on the other end is Riker Evans. He lost the puck. Right across the players' benches, and when they'll take a change, the shots are 16-5. Calgary. It's not like they haven't played well in this first. They just cannot find an answer past Joey Decord just yet. Another icing too far for Ben Myers. And Joe Hanlon will push this the other way with 2:37 left in the first. Diving play for Joel Hanley, looking for Nyman off the soft pass. And then Kadri was Sharon Govich at the doorstep near the left side of the paint. That gets fought off by Decord as well. He has been phenomenal in this first. Hate to say a word that strong so early in the game, but I kind of have to. Shot attempts 29-11 in Calgary, and they got 16 officially on the board. Chance up the gut now. Get around Huberdeau does the Kraken. As this is to the left side bumper. Good steal for the Flames. You got Coronado with Huberdeau off the 2-on-2. Huberdeau off the lead. It's Frost. This one fought off. And a good reverse hit there for Ball. Just pry the vulcanized rubber loose. Kenzie Uyghur. Now for Frost. Selected to dump it in. 2 minutes left to go in the opening frame. We are still scoreless, only because of Joey Decord. Ryan Lindgren will get this one from right to left with his defensive partner, Jamie Alexiak. We'll start this one again, the former Dallas Star. He was picked up in the expansion draft. He's one of the original ones that are still here. Now to Jamie from Freddie Gaudreau. Freddie now trying to find the entry, got Tolvanen with him, but the backhand canceled off by the stick shaft of Dustin Wolf. Ball will flip ahead across the flaming sea. This does not stay on side for Ryan Lambert. Tolvanen off the rush again. Here's Gaudreau off the drop. This one deflected up and hit the netting. 1:21 in the first.
set of 6 feet tall. Ball is 6'6".
So Kevin Ball, 6'6", Jacob Melanson, all of 6 feet. Still pretty. It's all about the imagination. When I said about 5'8.5", when you think about hockey players, I saw the trend the other day on the Texas hockey part of it and said, if Dallas Stars, if you were more athletic, what would you play? I know it's kind of a funny joke, but come on, those guys are hockey players. You can pretty much play any sport. You're the most skilled if you're playing hockey. That's really not an argument. Matty Beniers will get waved out of the face-off circle for the captaincy in Eberle. 8-4-1 in the last 13 games for Calgary. They've been playing better of late because they were 7-2-1 at one point in their last 10 when we covered them before that Red Wings loss. And they come back to 10-4-3. This is sent in now for Eberle around the horn. It's loose out in front looking for Beniers, but it's canceled off. Now Blake Coleman, you got Rasmus Anderson on the right, and that one just misses him. Zeri loses an edge, but good backline defense there for Ryan Huska's squad. Cancels off an opportunity for the Kraken. Just 6 shots in this first. They need more. Matty trying to hunt the puck. This goes the ball. Bounces off the skate of Zeri. Good to see number 47 back in the lineup. Farabee making a move. He's all by himself. Trying to buy himself some time between his skates. And goes the other way now. Jamie Alexiak. He'll use the body, but he gets stepped by Kuznetsov. Here's Kadri. Kadri. Drop pass Farabee and just wide of the left post. That was another dangerous opportunity as we're down to 15 seconds of the first. Shane Wright. Nyman lost an edge. Right in the middle of the circle, Shangovich elected to flip it in. This goes right to the court. He'll stop it, and that ends the first. The Calgary Flames out shooting the Seattle Kraken 17-6. But Joey Decord has played some of his best hockey to date, especially in this month when he's really needed it. They're dead last in goals against. He's had a phenomenal first. That is why we're scoreless. We'll come back and call some more.
Trying to keep that energy going. Dustin Wolf was getting where he needed to be. And a scoreless tie after the first. Brendan Parker is standing on the other side. We return to Scotiabank Saddle. With apartments.com. Henderson is a renter's never able to secret of success, but they're never handed. Really, Craig. No, sir. Or the secret of most mental misuse. For all, not to mention our secrets for making branding easier. Better for 3D virtual tours and online applications. It's good. Yay. Yeah. Apartments.com. Whoa. Fight. Thank you. If you're impaired and you know it, don't drive. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Tolvanen and Buick GMC. During our holiday sales event, get $3,000 guaranteed for your 2006 or newer trade when you trade up to a new Buick. Recent Buick and Buick Preferred for only $259 a month. Or leasing the Buick Encore GX Preferred for just $259 a month. Don't miss our holiday sales event. Visit us on M15 in Davison or shop over 1,100 new vehicles at TopRental.com. There are no guarantees in sports. But one thing for sure, when you get breathe better, game days are better. It makes it continuously worse to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an adult treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and some for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of cold blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, louder gargle, urine, tingling, or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor if you are worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change your stop on the treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent. ESPN Bet
This isn't just a meeting. It's an arrival. Quick starts.
Seattle Rewarded introducing Club Red, the ultimate membership rewards program built for you in the Sea of Red. Earn points every time you're part of the action with purchases at the Scotiabank Saddledome, checking in, playing game-day trivia, and even by viewing Flames content. Turn those points into rewards to redeem for tickets, merch, one-of-a-kind experiences, and so much more. Meet your new membership rewards program. Free to join, endless ways to win. Download the most up-to-date version of the Flames app and join Club Red today. The holiday season, this holiday season, the Calgary Flames Foundation, they teamed up with our friends at Suncor to help spread some cheer by surprising kids' cancer care athletes. Take a look.
So the peer program is a physical activity and exercise program for kids affected by cancer. And we run one-on-one sessions of kids cancer care, and we also put on awesome group classes.
I know Cooper's probably watching this, and I'm sure that Alex still covering it. It's 13-7 in the third quarter. The Rams have the lead over the Seahawks. They've scored 10 unanswered in that second quarter. Matthew Stafford, 12 of 18 with a touchdown. Sam Darnold, just 5 of 7. He's been sacked twice. Touchdown for Terrence Ferguson, looks like. Seattle has just tied it, however. A 55-yard touchdown run for Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State ties this game at 13. So Seattle takes the lead with the extra point. And that is where we are, 14-13. Seattle just scored 12:57 of the third. And it's crazy when you look at that because you got Kyron Williams, you got Blake Corum. As far as that, again, Blake Corum, Michigan, you got Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker the third. You got Michigan State there for Kenneth Walker. Cooper Kupp is on the other end now for Seattle, so that makes life pretty interesting in this game. Also a big divisional game at that. Couple Saturday games will be on the docket. That means everything is going to have to get done tomorrow because you got Eagles and Commanders on Saturday and then Packers Bears. So we'll have to get those picks in early this week.
There are no guarantees in sports, but one thing's for sure: when you get breathe better, game days are better. Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor if you're worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't wait to stop at treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Prepping for the school year can get a little messy, but it goes a long way in keeping things on the rails. Whether you're planning for successful year or saving for your child's future, preparation makes all the difference, which is where Net comes in. With Net, you don't have to worry about college tuition costs going up. So college becomes more affordable because you can't always predict their future, but you sure can prepare for it with Net.
Here's some stuff that never stopped. So the flavor found its way into everything. From just one spot to America's #1 spot for women. This isn't just a meal. It's an arrival. Wingstop is here.
So we've got a rising star to watch this holiday season, and Troy Aikman is here to give us his thoughts. So Troy, what do you make of Chris K from Target after seeing him in action?
It's a speed and versatility that really sets him apart. He's also just so fun to watch. You can put him anywhere around the store. He's going to work with Chris K Magic.
Yeah, he gets done that every year, which reminds me, I didn't quite get.
All right, Christine, good talking to you. Happy holidays.
Who are we bringing you? Why don't you just simulate that? What? Simulate and predict who's the best substitute for this situation. So we go with big, obviously. Hey! Well, of course, humans aren't predictable, but with Siemens technology, with digital twin, everything else.
Adobe Amazon Studio is competing spaces with AI to appear marketing leads in one stop. AI is an essential solution of data.
We're scoreless after 20 minutes. We have a panel that is here, but it's minus Eric Francis. Apparently, he's sleepless in Seattle right now. It's improved. Yeah, it's improved. This is Eric. We thought he was having a tough time at Rock Goldman in Seattle, but I think he's having the time of his life. There he is with Santa. He said he had 2 days to give him his list, but we didn't know if he was on the naughty or nice list. Luckily, our Santa made it here, even though Francis didn't. Is Eric on the naughty or nice list?
Well, you know, I talked to one of my elves the other day, and he says, "Is that him, Eric?" He's on the naughty list.
Confirmed. Well, thank you, Santa. I appreciate your time. And
Merry Christmas.
so confirmed, Eric is off the naughty list. Luckily, we had Brett Cron here to step in, Pat Steinberg alongside. But you got the call last minute, so maybe if you could just show.
Well, you know, I've been Plan B my whole life, boys. And you got to show up in a pitch. Sometimes you get a phone call late at night or early in the morning. Yeah, goaltender's sick. You got to come up to the big club.
Recall.
I'm an American recall.
Emergency.
So I'm trying to dress myself as I'm getting to the rink, and this is an old tie that I used to be able to wear.
It's almost there. It's so close.
It's almost there, and I was gonna go home. I had a suit laid out for me and everything. Didn't have time to go home, so you get what you get.
You get what you get.
And you know what? And typical Francis.
Yeah.
This is a venture move. He had no desire to come back to snow.
No.
He's probably golfing. He's catching the Rams game
He's,
tonight.
he's taking the early Christmas break. A guy who is not Plan B is Dustin Wolf. He's always been Plan A here in Calgary this season. Dustin Wolf, Matt, obviously gets the nod. 6 or 7 starts here. He's hit a nice little run once again. What do you make of it?
Okay, well, I know a lot of people were wondering if this maybe was going to be a Devin Cooley start, and I know the gentleman to my right here thought it was going to be as well, because when you thought this would have been a good spot to go to Devin Cooley, right?
Oh, 1,000%. You know, Wolf's played a bunch of games here in a row. Tuesday night against San Jose, he was good. He wasn't the reason why they lost, but he wasn't overly sharp either. I thought, you know, with them having Vegas coming in on Saturday, and then playing in Edmonton on Tuesday, this would be a perfect fit for Cooley to come in and play. And he's deserved it. He's played well. He's earned the trust so far from the coaching staff and his teammates. I thought this was a guaranteed Cooley start. I'm a little surprised to see Dustin Wolf start tonight.
Here's the thing, and I was wondering that too, whether or not they were going to go to Cooley in this game. They've got 2 more games after this before a little Christmas break, and I do wonder a little bit about the Vegas matchup there. Dustin struggled earlier this season in Vegas, got pulled in that game. He's a career .891 against the Vegas Golden Knights, so I wonder if maybe there's a good spot for Cooley to go in on Saturday against the Golden Knights, which would, I guess, satisfy the same goal.
Well, one guy, when we do see Cooley, I mean, one thing we've seen with him is his ability to use some other parts, some other technology to get ready for starts. I thought this was interesting because he actually said to us earlier this year that he actually learned of this tool, Game Sense Arena VR headset, from Joey Decord, who, of course, is the starting goaltender tonight for the Seattle Kraken. And there he is rocking the VR headset. What do you make of it there?
know, I'm an old man. I see this stuff, I shake my head. But the game's evolved since I stopped playing. I see this, my kid has it at home. He does all this, I put it on. Maybe they got a different program, but my goodness, you know, you may as well get somebody shooting tennis balls at you in the hallway. I don't know. I get it. You want to get prepared. You see Connor Hellebuck on the bench looking left to right, moving up and down.
4:41 left on the ESPN Hulu game. The Sabres trying to hold on. Jarmo Kekalainen, his first game officially as the GM of the Sabres. They lead 4-3 at KeyBank Center over the Flyers. Our game is scoreless between the Kraken and the Flames. We'll get you some finals. The Oilers defeat the Bruins 3-1. See who's got that a bit. It's Connor McDavid. Again, Connor McDavid opens the latest goal in the third period. Quinn Hudson, the eldest of the brothers, also has one. So single goal in the second and the third, and that's enough. RNH scores in the first and power play from McDavid, and Draisaitl Pavelzaka, the only goal scorer for the Bruins, who fall to 20-15 on the season, do not have any overtime losses. You kind of move those around, they would be in a much better standing. In the Atlantic, Jeremy Swayman, 22 of 25 in the loss. And Tristan Jarry, 12 of 13. Calvin Pickard, 12 of 12. Kind of makes me wonder if Tristan Jarry got injured tonight, because you're not really pulling the netminder otherwise. He played 36-08. Calvin Pickard played 23-52. Hopefully just precautionary for Jarry or Pickard nonetheless. If we see those updates, we'll bring them to you. Wild win again. They're 21-9-5. Beat the Blue Jackets 5-2. Blue Jackets, with the loss today and a Sabres win, would be dead last in the East at 14-14-6. Werenski has the only two goals for Columbus from Charlie Coyle and Sillinger and unassisted. Ryan Hartman, Vlad Tarasenko, Joel Eriksson, Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy on an empty net. Jack Reeves, 23 of 26 in the loss. Jesper Wallstedt, 27 of 29. Essentially still really a rookie, but 9-1-2, 195 goals against, 937 save percentage, 4 shutouts. That defense is so damn good across the board. And when you have the Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, and Minnesota Wild as you do, as 3 teams in the Central, it's really hard not to say they're the 3 best teams in the NHL, in my opinion. Capitals bounce back after being shut out 5-0 the Wild. They shut out the Leafs 4-0. 2 in the first, 2 in the third. Alexi Protas, Jacob Chikrin again, and then John Carlson. Those are all with goaltender in the mix. 25 of 29 for Dennis Hildeby. Logan Thompson, who should be getting the start in Team Canada in the Olympics, 22 of 22 as he gets the shutout. Canadians stomp the Blackhawks, win 4-1. Senators do the same thing to the Penguins. They win 4-0. Penguins are now 14-10-9. They are really struggling of late. And then the Kings do hold off the Bolts. They win 2-1. That helps the Detroit Red Wings for sure. Adrian Kempe goals 12 and 13 on the season from Oliver Bjorkstrand in the first for the Bolts. Andre Vasilevsky, his first start back since the injury, 18 of 20. Anton Forsberg, 31 of 32 for the Kings. And if we look at the live standings that should have just updated, yes, they did. The Tampa Bay Lightning had game number 34. Detroit game number 35. They have 39 points. The Red Wings have 41 points. So game in hand, but they'd have to win it. Red Wings are in a decent spot right now. Montreal's moved up to second in the Atlantic. If they win their game in hand, I'm sure they'd be back in first. Jacob Fowler's been in the goal crease for them. But you still got to look out for the Florida Panthers. They have 33 games, 2 in hand. they could easily take a top spot in the Atlantic. I think they're charging, and they're going to get there soon.
Prospects. Saker. Swung against the Seattle Kraken, and our first trickle. Brett Craw, nice to see him. In the first intervention, that was hilarious of the time. Crawler, we're thankful you're stepping up.
We are going to get settled here for a scoreless start of the second period. We'll bring you more updates in between the Rams and the Seahawks as well. I'm sure that's what Cooper Hopkins is watching, just making his way back to Seattle. I know 18th through 30th in the day, so I think at least by next week. If not, Flames and the Oilers again as we did to start the season. That might be our assignment on Tuesday. Who knows, whatever we get. So shots are 18-6 in favor of the Flames. They played so well in that first, if not for Joey Daccord, they would have had a couple of goals. Hunt the puck a couple times. Tolvanen able to get the steal. As it's split back in behind Mackenzie Weegar. Try to be the first to it. Tolvanen not making life easy as Frederick Gaudreau. Sending him behind the inboards now for Tolvanen. Back to Vince Dunn. He was one of the two that had a penalty and a long side for Adam Larson. But this will be held in from the blue line side by Wolf. Now, they did make a good note in terms of the board that they do have. Now, you lose a little bit of some of the Ryan Leslie because I believe he's spending time now with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So they do miss him on the Flames side. But Devin Cooley probably should have started today because you have a Saturday game against Vegas and a Tuesday game against Edmonton. You think you need to give Dustin Wolf a breather. There's a one-timer. This one's fought off from Wolf from Alexiak and up into the netting off a couple of sticks. So you should stay right here in the D zone against the Flames. Seattle's got the first two shots of the period inside the first 54 seconds of it. John here with you on the solo call. Live from the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, watching this one on Sportsnet. It's scoreless between Seattle and the Calgary Flames. First in the NHL with 906 save percentage and high danger chances 5-on-5. No doubt you can thank Dustin Wolf for that. I know his save percentage is in the high 800s, about 896, wants to get that better, but when you're facing as many dangerous chances as you usually do, it's kind of hard to keep the save percentage as it is. And Matty Beniers on his forehand. He's able to loop all the way around the inboards here. Kevin Ball now off the pin against the glass. Connor Zary on Kevin Ball. Flames are in their own end, just trying to buy some time here. You had 3 4-checkers out in front for Lambert's squad. This might be a break up the middle for Rasmus Anderson, who pulls a chance, goes off the left hand and Joey Daccord. And now Beniers all the way back in his own defensive end. Backlund gets the steal. He just misses it all. And off the backhand, Sheeran Gulbich up the recollect. Here's a chance in front of the net. Coleman gets robbed by Daccord. And this is picked up now for Joel Hanley, who webs it around off the backhand. Here's a good touch pass. Coleman now trying to hunt. Back in behind a couple of Seattle Kraken. Gets around Ryan Lindgren. Mason Marchment takes a big hit. Kadri off the drop pass. Now for Bruchevitz. Now Nazem Kadri near the left side dot. Kadri dancing, one-timer. This one knocked away by Daccord and picked up toward the left side of the red line. 17:35 in the second. If Cooper Hopkins does come in here late, I'll have to mercifully ask him whether or not he counts it as a full broadcast because I'd like to work with him next week. Kadri off the wraparound. This one fought off by Daccord and sent back down the ice. Bruchevitz, Farabee, going to need some help. Sheeran Gulbich able to push this ahead. There's a rolling puck. He settled back down for Seattle. And this pass will miss everybody. So Capocacco, that could have been there for him near the right side dot, but it's an icing. 20 shots to 8 as Rasmus Anderson took 2 different players to get in the way of the shooting lane there as it just went high above the glove at number 35. And then Coleman, man, oh man, he was getting inside-out positioning on Lindgren and Alexiak, and he had a slot wrister right in front at the cord, able to make the save as he gets a chance to look at that iPad back from behind the bench. Stopped 20-22 Sunday against the Sabres to Joey Daccord, but it wasn't enough. As Coronado flipped this one down the ice, trying to get around Ben Myers. Weegar going off the pinch, Nyman gets it out. Here to Shane Wright. Right off the drop pass. Right side down off the bar. That was Capo Caco that just hit the ring the iron. Now Riker Evans lost it. Good back check there for Seattle for a moment. It's loose out of front. Good save to Cord off Huberto. It was a 1-on-0. Lofted pass got there, but he got denied in tight. And we still press on scoreless. 16:25 in the second. The Flames are doing everything right, but putting it back behind the net of Joey. And Beecher couldn't get the intercept. This is played by Dustin Wolf. It's picked off right at the dot and sent toward the net. Here's another chance. Dustin Wolf fights it off. He turned it over after playing it behind the net. Myers off the deflection. That one goes wide. Flames looking a little troubled here. So this will get chipped across the flaming sea. Vince Dunn. Myers now will try to find another entry. He's getting a lot of speed here. And fan on a 1T. Cartier. Vince Dunn can walk in. This one blocked out in front. That one hurt Uyghur. He drops his stick in agony, but still trying to fight for it now. He can't get it because it's kicked away from him, and Vince Dunn can't hold it in. So they'll give McKenzie time to get his lumber. Adam Klapka gets a partial steal. We'll give the Flames possession. Connor Zary. Zary now. Sauce for Jan Kuznetsov. And this one will get sent back down the ice. Lane Lambert's squad take a change. Probably does the same for Ryan Huska. There's almost 5 minutes expired of the scoreless second still. Picked up on the backhand now. Michael Backlund not offsides. He had a skate blade in the air. He's sent back down for Rasmus Anderson, thrown down deep. Left side red line. Shot board still 22-10. Alexiak off the pinch gives it to Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren gets it out of his zone. Turn on the burners here for Jan Kuznetsov. Try to get around Freddie Gaudreau. Picked up around Anderson. It's Michael Backlund, the captaincy of the Flames, right across the logo. This will be bouncing off the wall from Coleman. Number 11 still trying to work with it, but Stephenson gets in his way. Chandler now off the spin and turn. Lost the puck to Coleman. Might have got hit in the face. This is with the Flames now, but the Flames do have the first two power plays. As this is Chanson at the bench. I exchanged some words to Coleman. Sent back down. Here's a stick directly in behind. That was Uyghur's blade. So you got to be careful of that bounce behind the mesh of Wolf. As this will be flipped back down again. Handling. Got to be quick about it on this back end of the left side red line. He does so. And now Igor Sharangovich works his way up the ice toward the right side dot. Igor on his backhand, he'll spin and turn right side red line. Look in the middle of the slot. This one deflected. Not a Nazem. Toward the right bumper. Just hold it in as Kevin Ball has to elect to throw it down deep to Igor Sharangovich. Got a good game on our hands here. Joey DeCord has made sure it stayed scoreless as the Kraken have iced the puck. Two teams, again, you talk about lack of scoring here and there, not for the Flames of late, but especially for Seattle still sits at 32nd, and they're 32nd in goals against this month of December, but it is scoreless. Joey DeCord is doing everything to try to get his team to push the other way. And Dustin Wolf has been the lucky recipient of a couple crossbars. The latest one from Capo Caco. Mason Marchment. Outlet pass. It's a good one. Eberle falls down, though. That would have been a 2-on-1. And that one for Marchment just goes up a glass. And picked up now. Anderson ball. This is intercepted the left side red line. Vince Dunn throws it in. Dustin Wolf. Rasmus Anderson on the other side. It goes to Kevin Ball. Switch to play the ice. And it's flipped in across the appropriated red line by Rasmus. Joey DeCord, good outlet pass for Nyman. Push this one ahead. Shane Wright. Wright slows up. Here's a sauce pass picked off by Uyghur. Outlet Coronado looking for a 1-on-1 against Vince. Coronado backhand. Shifts the ice. Good one there to flip it from right to left. And a long shot will be canceled off from Joey DeCord. So Matty Beniers, top of the blocker here of Dustin Wolf. The other one hit the post. Take our first break of the second. Still waiting for the first goal.
call me prospects. I've had my eye on you for ages, so just trust me. I've spent a lot of time with recruiters. Focus on what's ahead. That's all there is to it. Keep going. Prospects. Seiko.
Chris, what are you doing? Getting ready for game day. Chris, I appreciate it. It's game day. Hey, Dad, the Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry.
Make game day a holiday at Target.
You're so strong.
The recording artist Tate McRae is an absolute superstar coming off a massive 2022 years with a chart-topping album, a huge global.
I always like to mention this when it goes across. Again, a Calgary Flames fan, Tate McRae. She is the next generation, really, of Britney Spears. Absolutely gorgeous anyway, but she is rocking the Blasty. And that is exactly what I asked Cooper Hopkins as far as the next jersey, that I want to be able to try to get a 91 in the mix of there. That's pretty cool. So to see her in there, try to get a W, and she's taking some selfies alongside with a couple of her friends. So whether or not you care too much about that, she is one of the shining lights, as this is a Kuznetsov one-timer that is held for Joy Decord. Another 5-hole save, 12:42 left to go in the second. Shot board reads 25-11. Yeah, they are not stop talking about it on the Sportsnet feed, so I'm just going to press on here. 12:35 left to go in the second. Uyghur's chance. This one goes in off the end boards, and Seattle might get something out of this. Tolvanen takes a big hit. He will pop back up to his feet. 12:25 left to go in the second. Drummer with the solo call. Lindgren tip. Good save, Wolf. Near the left side post. It's loose, though, and now the Flames got to get back on this puck. This is picked off again. Jamie Alexiak touch Tolvanen. Right at the gut. Beckett scores! And Seattle has the first goal of the game. It was a 4-on-2 entry. Nothing Dustin Wolf could do against Chandler, Stephenson, former Vegas Golden Knight, who tucks it away on the backhand. So Uyghur spinning around. Tolvanen able to get around him, and then on the second effort, it is Tolvanen set it up, cutting right at the net, getting around Mackenzie Uyghur on the edge of a shift, and Chandler Stephenson backhand tuck scores the first of the game. So Tolvanen gets around Uyghur, and the drop backhand for Stephenson. So 1-0 lead for Seattle, and we're almost at the halfway point of regulation. That was a giant goal of that, but kind of feel for the Flames because they played very well in this contest. But again, these are two teams in the same spot in the standings that need points. There's an entry now in between three players. Connor Zuri able to keep it alive, and then Mason Marchment gets the appropriated steal. Number 27 is still with it. Big pass across the right wing. This ice is starting to open here for the Seattle Kraken, looking dangerous. Take the slap pass. Here we go. Larson just fought off by the right pad of Dustin Wolf. Matty Beniers off the recollect. Just keep it alive on his backhand. Slap pass, real quick, across the left side dot. Spin and turn now for Eberle. Matty Beniers will shovel it in the corner away from Bruskevitz. And this is sent back down. Race for the puck, not one. This will go back into Calgary's end at 10:50. But you do have to credit Tolvanen for that first play, just spinning around Mackenzie Uyghur, giving himself enough space to keep it alive. And then after it was stolen right in the neutral zone, the Kraken had a 4-on-2. Uyghur trying to get back the cover. The right side post can't do so. Stephenson walks in, tucks backhand past Wolf, and Seattle's got the first goal of the game. So D-zone draw win. Jan Kuznetsov had it for a moment. He'll get it back. Vucevic lost the puck. And this will be a chance for Seattle one more time. Bounced away from Farabee. And Seattle, since they scored that first goal, they're looking good. Picked up here, Kapokako gets it back. Josh Mahura looking for a pass and off the inboards. Seattle pressuring toward the left side red line and went off of Stephenson and now Nazem Kadri. Try to go the other way. Kadri will spin away from the left dot. On his backhand, lofted to Rasmus Anderson cross ice. Anderson to the traffic. That one missed it all, but it's alive off the backboards. Calgary with possession. Playing up the backhand between the legs. Set up there for Kadri. Working behind the inboards now. And Sharangovich couldn't get to it. This will be flipped back down the ice. Seattle's going to ice it here 9:46, so they can't change for Lane Lambert's squad. Seattle now only down 10 on the shot board. I know it still seems like a lot, but it was worse from the start of the first. And if you pull back into those game notes, the first time that I'll call on them, it was 18-6 after one as far as shots. So Seattle is starting to make their way back into it on that, but they have the 1-0 lead. Just past the halfway marker of this game. From Scotiabank Saddledome. Rasmus Anderson. Another one scores it off a skate. Rasmus Anderson let it go. And Michael Backman, I don't think he kicked it in. This was right enough to draw up the subsequent icing. How many times does that happen? It goes to Anderson. He shoots it. It bounces off the skate of Backlund and goes in. 9:40 left to go in this second. So let's see how it happened. This just goes left to right. And Backlund doesn't have to kick it or redirect. This just goes in off his blade and goes in. And we're tied. So they've changed, instead of taking care of business, taking care of Christmas here for Calgary. So Rasmus Anderson shot, bounces off the Backlund skate. And we are tied. The bouncing puck will be held. Hanley Anderson will get the assist from the Backlund goal at 9:22. When we get a stoppage, I will throw the official scores in on there, but it is 1-1. And right after Seattle scored that, I wouldn't say crusher yet because Seattle had not played so well. We will take a break now. But Calgary responds back. Michael Backlund off the skate from Rasmus Anderson tied at 1.
Introducing the sport bet for Sunday, Monday, or any day that ends in Y. Come record your game day with all the promos and player props you need. New players get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $10 bet. Sport bet. Download now.
Get 50% off your first box only at thefarmersshop.com.
Well, Michael Backlund giving Flames fans a reason to celebrate here tonight, but maybe a celebration quite matching the one of Ryan Lambert's on Tuesday night. This was fantastic. His first goal of the season in his 30th game, but there's the celebration we took note of. And he told me this morning, he said he knew he had to do something when he finally got his first, but this just came to him. Alarm bells. The alarm went
It's a boost, but Lambert puts
In an out-zone draw for the Kraken, Ryan Lambert, 1 goal Tuesday versus Sharks. Snapped a 32-game goal drought. Ryan Huska, they mentioned that they want to see him score at home because everybody gets a boost in the crowd and being there. They love the Lamborghini, so do I. He's another one of those turbo replacements because Seattle doesn't have Brandon Tanev. It's the goal announcements that are going across the Seattle Dome. It's tied 1-1 with 8:55 left to go in the first. We have Chandler, Stephenson, another backhand opportunity after a couple loose pucks, and Michael Backlund with the goals in this second period. That's why it sits at 1-1. Outstretch. It's a 3-on-1, and off the drop pass, Kadri trying to buy some space for Hanley. Puts it back on the inwards, threw it off of Joey DeCord to number 91. And this will be sent back down. Hanley pick it up in his own end on his turnaround. He'll off the pass ahead. This is a good entry here for the Flames. Quick shot. This one will get blocked. Over to Walton, and missed the net. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to hit it top right corner and give the Flames the lead, but he missed it all. And Rasmus Anderson now loses it to number 10, Matty Beniers. Picked up for Eberle off the spin and turn. Beniers did not get to that puck because the pass didn't find him. And now Rasmus Anderson pushes ahead. He's going to go off the ice. And the former Philadelphia Flyer, Morgan Frost, try to find Matthew Coronado. The other 27 and Mason Marchment. Kenzie Wager take this one high slot. Touch pass Coronado. Try to dig between the legs there. Sharangovich goes back to Wager. Play crisscross. This will be blocked off of Eberle. And now Matty picks it up. Mason Marchment. 2-on-1 developing. Marchment cross pass and missed it all. Marchment got the feet over there, but Seattle didn't get it on net past Wolf. This is picked up the other way now for the Flames. And off the drop pass, Connor Zeri turning on the burners. They'll leave it in for Weegar. Lets it go. Deflected. Bounces to Coleman. Coleman trying to stuff it in. Throws it out front now. This one goes off the post and down. So Dustin Wolf plays it from the left side of the dot. Flames try to start again from left to right. They got the sea of red jerseys on right now. Coleman again. He's got his skating shoes going. Connor Zeri lost it. And this will be recollected here for Freddie Gaudreau. We'll get around Kevin Ball, get his own chip and chase. This will be picked off by 20. And then stick lifted. Back to Seattle. It's a good pass. Great save. Wolf off Josh Mahura. He snatches the glove out of midair. 6:43 left to go in the second. Dustin Wolf. That was a snazzy one there. Diving poke check that he made off the previous play. And then Josh Mahura gets denied with a snazzy glove hand from Wolf. The 2-on-1 gets just wide from Marchment and Dunn. That was one of the other ones that we called out as well. So this game's starting to pick up here. 6:25 left to go in the middle frame. Stick chop not out. And Mahura try to get another opportunity again. A couple of chances. Beecher gets crushed. Check out a turnaround and find the puck. And now Vucinic have this one in his own end. Vucinic now dancing. Put this one up the ice here for Ryan Lambert. This is picked up. Here's a chance at the net as Kadri still trying to find himself some space. He just looped him behind the net here. And now Wager, this pass lazy, picked off. There's this good send and Capocacco on the end of his shift anyway. We'll just take a change. And we're almost underneath the final 5 minutes of a very entertaining second period. Finally got a goal on the score sheet for both teams. It's 1-1. Shot board means 26-16. Jamie Alexiak out there with Lindgren on that second line for Lane Lambert's squad. Sharangovich off the touch pass. See if he gets it back. Now that's him, Kadri. He's upended hard. He was really trying to dangle around a couple of players, keeping the play alive. And now Kadri again diving off of the stick chop, but he can't get to it. It's a long shift here as Sharangovich will watch this one go down the ice. They're going to say no icing. Joel Hanley will get there first. Final 5 minutes of the second. Picked up now, right across the right side, Doc Coleman. Good skate on his backhand. Put it in behind the inboards, but Matty Beniers will get the steal, try to work 200 feet the other way. As this will go into the bench. 4:52 the second. We will take a break. Both teams have scored one time, and the action has really picked up. Short side stuff for Coleman. A couple times gets denied by Joey.
There are no guarantees in sports, but one thing's for sure: when you can breathe better, game days are better. Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an adult treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away from face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Best advice: keep your eyes healthy with regular eye exams, including OCT. Touching into Chansey and tight watch down in Cooley. Dustin Wolf, sorry, and wrong goaltender. And how quickly he decided to use a poke check. That's old school. Boy, it's hard to get their names right all the time. Cooley, Wolf was a great play, and I know what you're thinking because we were looking at Dustin go over the top there. In our break, in our monitor.
4:45 left to go in the second. D-zone draw one here by the Flames. As this one's pushed out in front, slap shot it around. As we'll give some more puck possession. Can't touch it, and offsides anyway for the Kraken. They got to go back. It'll be slapped down again. And we'll see what happens here. It's a 1-1 tie. Chance. Oh, they destroy Joey Decord. That's going to draw a crowd. Huberdeau now. I don't see him fight. He's just pushing Vince Dunn, but he bowls over Joey, and that's got to be answered. Huberdeau not electing to take off the gloves. I wouldn't expect him to nonetheless. Chandler Stephenson sharing some words, but Joey got hit pretty hard by number 10. If Cooper Hopkins was in here, I would love to get his thoughts. Hopefully we can at some point if he ends up seeing that play. But man, oh man, Vince Dunn and Jonathan Huberdeau looks like they're just going to get offsetting. But that could have been a lot worse, as there was a bunch of slap shots that got cleared in, and Huberdeau just gets a piece of Joey Decord. I don't think he sold it. Huberdeau was really trying to go after Vince Dunn right after, but Joey, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he got bumped in pretty good. So I'm going to make sure I mark that in the notes as well. So goalie interference against Jonathan Huberdeau. I think you really have to call that. So Seattle's going to get their first power play of the contest. Calgary, send it down. Calgary penalty kill this year has been good, 83.3%, which is sixth. Seattle doesn't score all that often, so not looking dangerous. Vince Dunn coughs it up, and one of the Flames down. We're still underway here. Somebody looks like they might have got stick in the face and not cold. Blake Coleman. He can't get it out now. This goes back to Vince Dunn. That was a bad break for Calgary. Stephenson near the left side dot. He needs to get second effort to pick it back up. Matty Beniers, look for the cross pass. Power play was 1 for 4 the other night against Colorado on that 5-3 loss. Picked up across the Flaming Sea. A hit away from the play against Beniers by Coleman. And we're still underway there. So maybe the refs letting everybody get their own retribution. And this second period has been a little bit crazy considering only the scoreline's 1-1, but that could have easily been called. Penalty kill 5 for 5 in the last 3 games for the Flaming Seas. It'll be picked up across for Wigger now for the moment. Tolvanen trying to join in on the fun with Capo Caco. 2:50 left to go in the second. This one bounced in off the inboards. Freddie Gaudreau. What? Riker Evans can walk right in. He snipes it. Man, oh man, wide open in the middle of the slot. Maybe just outside of it anyway. Riker Evans gets a power play goal. It was Seattle's first opportunity for it, and it's a 2-1 lead. So chaotic sequence. Again, Coleman got high stick. That wasn't called. Then he took a piece of Matty Beniers out and walk-in chance, and Wolf saves that. So Riker Evans' shot gets tipped by Capo Caco. So Caco's got the goal. They score on the power play. Seattle's got a 2-1 lead. But this second period has been eventful all in itself. Trying to bank this off of the cord. But again, Joey's been the big story in this game mostly. 28 of 29 right now 29 of 30. Is that just updated? Back pass. Here for Ryan Lindgren. This will be sent back down. Picked up now Verstevich. He needs some help, and he will get this up and outstretch. That's a really good pass. You got Sharon Govich off the rush. Calgary couldn't get it off in time. Sharon Govich was right there. Now this will rush the other way. Vince Dunn off the drop. Seattle looking dangerous. This one blocked. Picked up now. Nazem Kadri will get this off his backhand. Kadri, patient. In between the circles now as this goes to the left side. Be left from ball. Kadri trying to get in an open area. Recollected off his skates beautifully. He gets taken down. And a tripping call will be coming against the Seattle Kraken. Stephenson going to go to the box. So that goal officially, I'll make sure I mark it power play. Capo Caco, Riker Evans, and Yanni Nyman. But it's a power play now for the Flames. This will be their third. 2-1's the scoreline for Seattle. Both their goals in the second. Calgary's only in the second as well. Nazem Kadri. Get this here for Anderson for the moment, looking for Huberdeau. Picked up off the backhand now. Sharon Govich, as they mixed it up in a mix of Klapka as well. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Goes back down to Dustin Wolf, and we got 50 seconds left to go in this very eventful second period. Seattle leads 2-1. Try to find the entry left to right. Coronado's pass is a hopeless one, and this will go down the ice to Dustin Wolf. Now, Wolf, as we mentioned, against Devin Cooley not getting the start today, you're going to have to play him Saturday against VGK and then Tuesday against the Oilers, who have been very hot and late. So this is going to be tough to try to get some wins. This is bounced in off front off the skate of Coronado and flipped back down the ice. So Calgary at least time for one more rush, if not power play carryover time into the third, but they'd be down a goal here unless they score. Coronado across the Flaming Sea. Here is Morgan Frost. Send back around up for Connor Zeri. Down to 5. Got to shoot it. Down to 3. Here's a chance. This one wide. It's 2-1 after 2. Seattle's got the front foot right now, but I don't believe that's going to last down the stretch. We'll see what happens in this final set of 20. We might need more. Come back. We'll call the third period.
may lower your ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal and other infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal. Complete your update meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before you start. If treatment is urgent, you should receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Don't start if you have a meningococcal infection. Infusion reactions may include back, belly, limb, or chest pain, muscle spasms, blood pressure changes, tiredness, shaking, chills, bad taste, breathing problems, or face, tongue, or throat swelling. Beniers is continuous symptom control. Talk to your neurologist today.
Thank you. Later, Skinner.
See if we can get you the OT call in between the blue shirts and the blues. We'll flip back over to our featured game.
The face-off at center right, they got to use that possession back to Thomas right over the boards again. Short draw. Good draw, actually, the nicest week you've been at that at Thomas.
So 3:20 left. We're going to give you some bonus hockey here in this second intermission. Justin Falk gets an interception. It's 1-1 in an OT. Justin Falk was one saved by Shesterkin. Shot board 29-26. The extra point on the line at Enterprise between the Rangers and the St. Louis Blues. Blues, I'm not sure yet if they are in full panic, but they are 13, 15, and 7, or whether or not they are waiting for the draft. But as it is right now, they need to start stacking some points together. So Robert Thomas, Pius Suter, Dvorsky, and Colton Parayko. Suter, Dvorsky, and Parayko on the ice. This against Vinny Trocheck. And Trocheck, this one bounces. Pius Suter had a piece of it for a moment. 2:55 left in the OT, should we need it all. As Vladislav Gavrikov will have this one now. Gavrikov off the drop pass for Vinny Trocheck. Across the blue note. Trocheck on his backhand. This is picked up. JT Miller scores! The extra point belongs to the blue shirts. That's a rocket of a wrist shot. Top left corner and in. Beats Binnington. And the Rangers win this game 2-1. So the Rangers win 2-1, courtesy of JT Miller in the OT. We called that one live. Sabres win 5-3 over the Flyers. That moves to the Columbus Blue Jackets in last place. Ryan McLeod is 6 on the empty net with 8 seconds left. Josh Norris in the power play is third from Benson. Noah Ostlund, Tage Thompson, Jack Quinn all score. Noah Cates, Cam York, and Travis Konechny score for the Flyers. 24-27 for Jarmo Kekalainen's product right now, and Alex Lambert, he's saying he's open to trading Mr. Lyon, and why not? He's signed for a couple more years on an extremely friendly contract. I believe just at $1.5 million, the former Red Wing. I would have loved to see him stay here, but I think he's going to be moved at the deadline. Samuel Larson takes the loss, 23 of 27.
And I thought the Blues played very good third period. I mean, there's no question about it. They had some good scoring chances in the third period. I thought they
We got all the other finals here for you. The Sharks are up quickly, or the Stars are up quickly on the Sharks, if I say that correctly. Rope Hintz, his 10th. Wyatt Johnston, his 18th. Nico Rantanen has an assist. Esa Lindell has 2. Alex Nedeljkovic, 7 of 9. Jake Ottinger has stopped all 12 shots he has faced just outside of 2 minutes left to go in the opening frame. And one more, mercifully, will be the NFL update, although last I checked was not good. It is the Rams with the football. They lead 30-14 on the Seahawks. Both teams coming into this game 11-3. Punt return touchdown for the Seahawks. Every time I say that, they score. So maybe I just need to keep saying that. A punt return touchdown. Matthew Stafford is intercepted. He was looking for Puka Nacua, and then ended up being a touchdown. 8:43 left in the fourth. So the Seahawks down 9. There's time left, but Stafford got his first interception. Now, I said in the second intermission that I would talk about Seattle and their struggles and maybe where we go from here. But I think I want to save that for when Cooper and I are in a full broadcast because I got enough to cover an intermission. I really don't want to do that by myself because I want to have a conversation about it. So I'm going to hold, but all of it is done. And next time when we meet up on a broadcast, whenever that is, I will go through the whole thing. I don't think he's going to mind it because I got some questions that I want to talk to him about as far as the women's college soccer that he's been covering, some basketball as well. I want to give a shout out to Jen for Chad Powers and Beavis and Butthead. Talk about some Olympic ice, some AI stuff, and maybe the Seattle Kraken prospect that I mentioned from the 21-22 from the expansion draft. There's a lot of good information there. So I'm going to hold on that for him because I think he's going to have a lot of interesting things to say about it. If not, I'll definitely get to it next week, but I won't forget about it because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about with him because we haven't worked together since opening night against the Flames. We'll pull back into the featured broadcast. We had a little extra there for you. See if we can go across the association as well, because I don't want to leave you hanging. I just want to make sure I hold on to that talking points of Cooper. Pistons were getting pumped at halftime against the Mavericks, but they're leading this fourth quarter 22-6. They've come all the way back. They lead 101-97 against the Mavericks. Can't lose that game anyway. That 22-7 run has Cade Cunningham with 21 points, 8 of 19, 8 of 17 for Jalen Duren. Anthony Davis has just 7 points. I don't really understand the thought process for Detroit possibly trading for him. I don't think that's realistic, but that's what they're saying. Heat beat the Nets 106-95. You do think Michael Porter Jr. could be a trade target. Raptors get back their winning ways, 111-105 to the Bucks. They improved to 17-11. the Pelicans, that's a bad loss for the Rockets. They win 133-128. Spurs handle the Wizards 119-94. They lost the NBA Cup game to the Knicks. Nuggets all over the Magic 99-86. Tied at 71 between the Warriors and Suns, almost ending the third quarter. Jazz have a 3-point lead on the Lakers, 4:35 in the third. Kings lead by 3, 6:57 left to go at the half, 49-46. Hornets win 133-126 over the Hawks. And the Knicks hold off the Pacers by 1, 114-113.
Right now it's quantity over quality. Right now, the Flames have to work hard. They have to do everything by committee. They have to get pucks to the net. We've been searching for a game breaker, pouring out stuff on the net shots on the team instead of finding windows to shoot them on. You see here, every shot from the outside, the boards have an easy time handling pucks. Any rebound he has, his defense are clearing the puck. Flames are getting pucks to the net. Nothing of real danger. But as they keep getting pucks to the net, chances do arise. They got to keep playing a game with determination and grind.
Well, and that's kind of exactly how they scored their only goal of the second period. Was who goes to the front of the net? Michael Hamilton goes to the front of the net, and it's a good play by Rasmus Anderson. Put a puck in a good area and let Michael go to the front of the net. So that's exactly what you're talking about. You're not going to be getting quality looks, and at least start sending more bodies towards the net and make it a little bit more difficult on Joey DeCord. And Rasmus exactly, Anderson knew exactly what he's doing on that play. And I know it goes off the steam, but still a good play by Michael Hamilton to get the Flames on the board and make life a little more difficult on Joey DeCord, which they haven't done a ton of tonight. Well, it's something Rasmus has done all season. He's second on the team in points with now 23 points on the year, and he's been kind of a topic of conversation from training camp on, and that's kind of heated up again a little bit recently with the trade of Quinn Hughes going to Minnesota and another eligible defenseman. Well, it was 6 days ago that Quinn Hughes ended up getting traded to the Minnesota Wild, and Rasmus Anderson, who is one of the most prolific Flames defensemen of all time, his name is back out there because now he becomes honestly the premier defense target on the market. We know he's on an expiring contract, and we know the season that he's having on both sides of the rink. And it just feels like sooner rather than later, you're going to start to see the offers. I think you're talking about a first-round pick and a prospect is kind of the baseline in terms of what the Flames are looking at for a Rasmus Anderson trade. And the more that we move in, I think the more the teams, even as a rental brand, are going to be looking at a guy like Rasmus Anderson and saying, this is a guy that we need on our team.
And it's a right shot to everybody's looking for one of those. The way this has been about, this has been public balance for a year at least, if not more. There's no bitterness. There's no frustration on the other side waiting for the right deal. It's actually been one of the most distractions I've seen in the National Hockey League in a very long time, where both parties are on the same side, and once it gets done, that's when it'll get done.
He's playing outstanding. And another guy that's played well here tonight is Joey DeCord. I mean, you showed some of those shots, but not everything in the crease. He's taking some heat. He's giving it up too, though, here today.
I love every second of this. I was never a goaltender that could get into it with guys on the bench, but Joey DeCord, he's a battler. You can see him here. Coleman tosses his head in the air, shoots at DeCord's legs. As DeCord who skates by the bench, he's giving shots at the Flames bench. I think that's great. He's an ultimate competitor. He's battling. He's letting guys up. And here's your nose. It's like, hey, you want to stand outside your crease, buddy? Watch this. I'm going to give you a bit of a shove. And when you can attest this to even when I'm playing. The second you get run, you know the other guy's going to get run. If I was Wolf there for 5 seconds, I was just going to kind of wait for somebody to run me over too. It's not old-time hockey, but it was close enough. I thought DeCord took a dive at the first time I saw it, but after I watched it again, Eberle didn't give him a good shot. I love it. Little passion, little intensity. Yeah. I love every minute.
Yeah, it was great stuff. And we'll skip that carries into the third period quickly. World Juniors are starting here pretty soon. Flames have lots to be invested in. Flames fans as well. Cole Reshny, St. Brett, they look like they're on that team now that the 3 cuts made today. What can that do for them?
Well, I think it's huge. Is we see
Jaden with his old Saginaw teammate Michael Misa right there. I think it's huge. We knew Jaden was going to go, but he's been on the top pairing throughout all the World Junior Camp on the top power play. So he said he wanted to jumpstart his season. Well, that's a way to do it. And 18-year-old Cole Reschke being able to make this team. He's played the wing, he's played center at camp, and now there's a real opportunity for him to show what he's all about on an even bigger stage. We spoke to Flames Director of Player Development, Ray Edwards, on Flames Talk earlier today. He talked about how in North Dakota, as a freshman, as an 18-year-old, Reschke's doing everything there, and he expects Reschke to do the same on this World Junior team. Maybe we're seeing him do a whole lot for Team Canada, even as an 18-year-old. Well, we'll look forward to that. And Misa, of course, teammates with him at Saginaw, and they'll be looking forward to the World Juniors. Maybe we will see one of these stare downs in the third period. The Flames would certainly love that. We're back for the third next.
With apartments.com, capturing the price of hundreds of millions of renters, everybody wants the secret to our success. But they're never going to get it, will they, Craig?
No, sir. One secret to the most rental listings.
For more, not to mention our secrets for making renting easier with Matterport's 3D virtual tours and online applications.
Oh, this is good.
Yay! Yeah, apartments.com. Cool. Fight to find a fight. Thank you. Later, see you here.
If you're impaired and you know it, don't drive.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Todd Wenzel Buick GMC. During our holiday sales event, get yourself a new GMC. Lease a GMC Sierra Double Cab Elevation Edition for just $199 a month. Or lease an electric GMC Sierra Crew Cab Elevation Edition for only $399 a month. Or lease an electric GMC Hummer pickup truck for just $699 a month. Don't miss our holiday sales event. Visit us on M15 in Davison or shop ToddWenzel.com.
Introducing the Score Bet. For Sunday, Monday, or any day that ends in Y. We're with you every game day with all the promos and player props you need. Every play, every stat, every score. Whether it's touchdowns, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Plus, stream over 150,000 live events right now. New players get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $10 bet. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download now.
There are no guarantees in sports. But one thing's for sure, when you can breathe better, game day is better. It continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems.
Glad you're with us for the Flames on Sportsnet, and Calgary needs to take advantage of this third period. Kelly, they have a power play to try and start off that one. They have 32 seconds left on it, but keep in mind, Seattle, which has just been horrible on the penalty kill this season, get last in the league. And how about this for another stat? Worst third period goal differential in the league.
As we get set for this third period, I see that the Seattle Seahawks have scored again, though the two-point conversion has failed. Alex got a hell of a game on his hands, and I'm wishing the best for Cooper here, as it is Chandler, Stephenson in the box for the Kraken for 32 more seconds. Flames on their third power play have a chance to really take advantage of this, but 32 seconds left on that. They're only down a goal, and we get a chance to start the third period. Shot board is 32-19 for the Flames. As this will be off the drop pass now. Huberdeau lost it for a moment. That's going to allow the Seattle Kraken to flip this one down the ice. Pretty good drill. Now for Sharangovich. For right to left. Igor got the puck. Work his way across the flaming sea, sent it in. Actually rolls over Freddie Gaudreau to get to it first, but now Frederick will get back to it. Flip this one down the ice. So that Chandler Stephenson abbreviated power play, that goes away. And we're back to full strength here, just inside the first minute of the third period. Connor Zeri off the flipping entry, trying to get around Jamie Alexiak near the left side of red line. Picked up here for Mason Marchment. Full sauce pass for Matty Beniers, crossing. His shot goes wide. near the right side glass. Blake Coleman finishes his hit with the help of Jan Kuznetsov. And Michael Backlund, who's got the only goal of the Flames not to escape from a Rasmus Anderson chance, as this one will get picked up and off on the inboards. Rolling vulcanized rubber. Settle back down. Huberdeau's out there open on the left wing. They were looking for him. This will be canceled off near the right off the spin and turn from Morgan Frost. Frost tried to hit it off the bumper. Eberle gets the steal. Somebody lost their twig. One of the Flames goes back to pick it up across the players' bench. And this will be sent back around the horn. Right to left go the Flames are in the sea of red jerseys in the mix of the gold and white striping. You got the road whites in the mix of the navy striping and the black on the pants for Seattle and Lambert squad. They currently have a 2-1 lead. Joey DeCord stopped 31-32. He's been the story of this game. And that second period was physical. It was heavy. Jonathan Huberdeau bumps DeCord, drew a crowd, and then right after, Capo Caco deflects a chance from Riker Evans on the power play. Their only power play of this game, and that's why they lead 2-1. Igor Sharangovich. Now for Nazem Kadri off the crossover. Kadri picks it up. He'll wait and he'll lead back for Hanley as they work near the right bumper. Here's a chance. It was loose out in front of the cord, and Kadri's not going to be able to hold this in. He's got to skate back. Everybody going to take a change here as number 91 works him behind his net. There will be a leave for Mackenzie Weegar. His numbers probably won't put him on Team Canada, but you never know. He's one of those guys that can definitely be really good when it really matters. As this will be knocked away. And behind the net of Joy DeCord. Good work there for the Kraken in their own end. They need some wins. They're 1-8-1 in their last 10. And they haven't played well enough to be leading this game, but that's what they're doing right now. As the pass eludes Ben Myers, goes to Jamie Alexiak. His feet will get sent back down the ice, and third period starting to quickly wiped away as we're outside the first 3 minutes of it. Ryan Lambert bounced this one in off the end glass. And there's a good hit there for Lambert trying to finish it off. This will be the other way now for Melanson. Trying to get around Ball, who pushes him off the puck. And now the Flames just crossing their own blue line. Here is Backlund. He'll leave it. Rasmus Anderson walks in, shoots. This one saved by DeCord. He finds it in between his left pad and he'll hold at 16:31 of the third. Again, I've talked an awful lot about the NFL matchup that's on Prime. I know Alec is covering that. Seattle now has the ball with this game tied, unbelievably, and they have a chance to win it outright. And if this continues, their game will finish before our game, and essentially they didn't start that much earlier, but that's how long a football game takes. Seattle with the ball, and this game started 30 to 4:47 in the fourth. Both teams, I believe, are 11-3 on the season. As this one sent back down, iced against the Kraken. Tolvanen did not get there. Ball beat him out. So premium experiences, you kind of wonder if Cooper had a chance to get any pulls for his home team there, that we'd be able to get a sweep before it closes. That's Scotiabank. I don't want to be one of those ones that get a little too hoity-toity about it, but that could be pretty darn cool because it'll be the last time you see the building. Michael Backlund. Your chance to take this ozone draw. John Abbott's even saying the same thing for the Flames play-by-play. I think that's the right call. Blake Coleman played well, 7-2-1 in the last 10 home games, plus 13 goal differential for the Flames. Not up against it quite yet, but Joy DeCord's really making life difficult today for Calgary. This one tied up there for Backlund. And now chipped up off the glass away from Anderson. Look out here. You got Tolvanen joining off the rush, and this is held by Wolf. And we are going to get a little more pushing and shoving. Rasmus Anderson, a face wash there on Eeli. Again, he's been getting under the skin a little bit. He's part of the reason why it's a 2-1 game, because his entry there from a Riker Evans shot tipped by Capo Caco was the one that gave the Kraken a go-ahead goal. So I can understand why that's going on right now. We'll keep you updated as much as we can for the NFL score, but if you want to follow along that insert Alec, for anyone listening in, he's got that on the X space. 16-17 up to the third. I do not have Prime, but I have ESPN Plus, but That's where all the games are and all the NBA stuff is there now. So if you don't have that, you really can't watch the NBA either. 7 regulation wins this season, tied for the fewest in the NHL for the Seattle Kraken. They need to turn that around. And I think Seattle Kraken, more so than the Flames, for what I'm going to be alluding to next week, are more so on the panic scale than the Flames are, because I think they're kind of expecting things to go one way. Seattle, I think, is still trying to salvage their season, but they're going to have to win right now. Yes, they got 3 games in hand, but we said that 2.5 weeks ago before this 1-1 started, that if they could have at least got some OT loss points in the mix, they wouldn't even have to be worried about this right now. But they're just not getting anything. 6-1-2 in the last 9 home starts for Dustin Wolf. His numbers have been good, but he's going to need some offense here. He's only down a goal. 15:50 left to go in the third. Joining with him from the solo call. Nazem Kadri lost it for a moment. Good stick lift is picked up there for Sharangovich. Trying to look at the net for Farabee, but Mason Marchment was there to cancel it off. Toward the left side dot. Sent back in behind the inboards. Now Shane Wright put it toward the net. Kadri's there in his own end. I'll try to get the puck out. Mackenzie Weegar, he gets upended a little bit. Seattle with the puck. It bounces up the stick blade of Sharangovich. And now reach. You got Kadri across the left wing. Good move. Buy himself some time, but he's got no help with him. He'll have to go right to the bench. Coronado off the back pass now for Henley. Left side red liner. Like to send it in. Bounces off a couple of bodies. It's loose out in front in Seattle with Yanni Nyman. We'll get this one down the ice, but not before it goes in the Flames bench at 14:57. Matty Beniers looks like he's getting attended to a little bit. He might have got cut underneath his chin as Nazem Kadri was trying to win that face-off. Might have got a piece of Beniers. Yeah, it did. The shaft of the stick went up toward his chin. Thankfully, he's got that beard like I do to cover that off a little bit. But then his face also hit the ice. 4 goals this season, 20-plus in 2 of the last 3 for Matty Beniers. They really need to get him going. That'll be one of the names I talk about next week. Jonathan Huberdeau lost it. This just goes back around the inboards now for Lane Lambert squad, and Hanley gets an appropriated steal right across flame and C. Hanley now. Coronado right at the line. Here's a chance. Fought off by the cord. It was loose. Coronado couldn't get there in time. And this will be rolled back down the ice. Not far enough for icing. So Hanley smart enough to get to it quickly as the Flames could push the other way. Here's a lead, but this one intercepted by Chandler Stephenson off the second effort. And now Seattle trying to take this one down from left to right. Goes on off the inboards now for Ball. Gets it off the glass. Nice play there for Kapka. No look. Johnny Beecher. Now Lombard. Cross pass. Joey DeCord gets wiped out against the right side post. This is a penalty, should be against the Flames. 13:57 in the third. And we'll see when we get them to come back. But it looks like Seattle going to go to the power play. I'm just going to reload the broadcast here. We get set to go to break.
Think back to the beginning. That first game, that first moment, you knew you found your place. What you wear today started with a piece.
Tolvanen. So before we return from break, just want to get the correction. Eeli Tolvanen's called for a trip against Rasmus Anderson. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 power plays now for the Calgary Flames. This is a must score. 13:57. We'll call it when we come back. So Brstavich getting some highlights there across Sportsnet. That's his fourth game here with the Flames, again for the Washington Township, Michigan native. And fun to see him play anything locally. Again, I always mention he was also member of the Oakland Junior Grizzlies. Not really my alma mater of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, but close from the Rochester area nonetheless. 13:45 left to go in the third. It's the fourth power play for the Calgary Flames. They can't go 0 for 4 here. They got to score and tie this up at 2. Can't lose this game to Seattle today. This is a send back in behind the end boards. Huberdeau able to get the steal. Sharangovich skates up for the left side down. Huberdeau patient. Not Erasmus Anderson. Huberdeau. He's looking for Klapka and Sharangovich. Good hit there for Klapka. Forced the steal. And the pass doesn't go anywhere. You got to shoot that in between the left dot. But it's Huberdeau. Shot attempts are 60-33, but it's the Flames down 2-1. Find an entry now. Hanley. He gets stick lifted, and this rolling puck end over end goes back to Dustin Wolf. 13 minutes left to go in the third. It's Mackenzie Weegar now. Weegar now slow up off the lead. Morgan Frost. Find the entry. Frost late for Zeri as they enter with space across the left side wing. Rush for the puck. This is up and out. 12:45 left to go in the third. Let me give you another update of the Thursday night football game. It is still tied at 30 with 2:15 left in the fourth. And dare I say it, my game might finish first before Cooper finishes the football game. But I wish him and Alec Knob the best of luck in calling that. But I've had some fun here. I know it's a little bit different as far as the matchup as far as records, but this game's been pretty entertaining. Power play 2 for 16 in the last 6 games for Calgary. They have got to change that here. Kenzie Weegar. Weegar now. Back pass. Coronado. Weegar shoots for the bomb. Lets it go. This one goes high and off the glass. And Seattle quickly gets this one down to the ice. Mackenzie Weegar off the lead for Dustin Wolf. 12:25 left to go in the third. Calgary's got to get a goal here. Morgan Frost. Now for Connor Zeri across the left side bumper. Get back to number 47. Connor Zeri pinned against the glass. Seattle no problem gets it down. And Dustin Wolf watched that one go between his legs, but he won't get there in time to slow it down. A little inauspicious. But the Flames can start again. They're not going to be able to get up ice in time for this fourth power play. They're going to go 0 for 4. Off the back pass now, and this one knocked away. Marchment will come out of the box alongside with Tolvanen. Tolvanen is the recipient. Wolf's pass hit the right side glass. This is a good entry feed to be able to help the Flames get in. Part of their fourth line for Ryan Huska, as Riker Evans had the latest assist from Capo Caco's goal in the second that was tipped. And another penalty is going to be called. This is going to go against Seattle. It's their 5th infraction. Here's a slapper for ball right into the webbing of the trapper of Joey Decord. And Riker Evans now having some words with the Zebras, maybe even the Flames and Ryan Lambert. 11:24 left to go as Devin Cooley and Dustin Wolf sharing a laugh. As he went to go play the puck, he saw it go between his legs, but he looked none too concerned in number 32, Dustin Wolf. High stick is the call. And the Flames get yet another power play to work with as they hit Lambert right in the grill, did Riker Evans. So 2 minutes or 4 minutes is the question. They say 2. It's just a minor. And Kadri gets destroyed and off the draw, but it only kills 3 seconds. And Lambert's cut on the lip, and he is bleeding, and he did not get a 4. There's been enough of those, though, that Calgary's just got to score. There's no excuse for anything else. Another face-off win for 91. Goes back to Rasmus. Huberdeau shoots through the traffic, and the Cord's got that as well. And it's now 8 shots for the Flames. They're averaging 2 per attempt. They're 0 for 4. If they don't score this, they go 0 for 5. And when you got that many and don't score, that's kind of where the problems lie. And this is a Seattle Kraken team with their penalty kill on the road that was barely above 50%. Then off the tie-up, Rasmus Anderson can't locate as it goes back to Dustin Wolf. Rasmus Anderson now from right to left will take the pass. Igor Sharangovich right across the logo. Here for Huberdeau, left wing bumper looking for Kadri. That one's deflected and sent back down. So he held in at the line. Rasmus, he's got it. High slot, one-timer, save Decord from the right dot. Good-looking opportunity there for Igor Sharangovich, but Decord able to make yet another save. He has done that all night. And when you get a chance here, the right side dot to let it go. Craig Conroy says he loves his shot. Again, that was on the mark, but it was just not enough traffic in front. Some of the Calgary brass had said during the intermission they're just kind of being hopeful on their chances. Well, the Court still stopped 39 of 40 in this game. Dustin Wolf 19 of 20, so both goaltenders very good. But Joey Decord has played his best game in weeks. 10:44 left to go in the third as the Seattle D-zone draw goes back to Wolf. We're almost halfway through this third period. Still a 2-1 lead. All goals have been scored in the second. Seattle's got it right now. This is a puck possession with the Flames. Jonathan Huberdeau across the left side wing. Sends it back around for Nazem Kadri. Rasmus Anderson just holding the line. Right dot, Kadri. Kadri shoots. In this one, he tried to go short side snipe and missed it all. 50 seconds left to go in the fifth power play for Calgary. Shot board is 40-20, but they still need a goal to tie. Coronado, Rasmus Anderson, one-timer blocked. This is another pass. Rasmus holds it in. One-timer again, scores! The Flames finally get it. They tied it 2. It's Nazem Kadri. Who else? 9:56 left to go in the third. They kept their head up the whole time, and number 91 slams it in. This game's tied at dose. Flames are going to get the puck back off an icing, but Nazem Kadri has made it a 2-2 game. Had to get it on the power play. They've had 5 chances, and the fifth one is the one that counts. Ties this game at 2. I'm looking on the scoreboard here. It's now 1:42 left in the fourth. It is the Rams with the football. It's still tied at 30-30. And between that, this game's tied at dose, and I think my game might end first. Hopefully I can talk to Cooper Hopkins soon. That's what I'm hopeful. We can work together as this is flipped back in behind the end boards now. Start again after the icing for the Seattle Kraken. Matty Beniers gets bowled over, and Vucevic pushed this one ahead now for Connor Zary. Got Coleman with him on the left. Zary likes to shoot, and this will be a 5-hole cover here for Joey Decord. 9:18 left to go in the third. We will step aside. Nazem Kadri's dad's got to love it because he's tied the game at dose. 9:18 left.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am, being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV treatment, Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV for many people. Whether you're a teenager with one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV to help you get to undetectable and stable. Whether you're just stopping or replacing your current treatment, research shows that taking HIV treatment as prescribed can help you expand.
So Kadri from Anderson and Morgan Frost That is the latest goal. And if we need to, I'm just going to go ahead and put the overtime and shootout markers in the game story because it's still tied right now with the halfway mark of the third being done.
What are you doing? Getting ready for Lambert. Chris is not down. It's game day. Hey, Dad, the long way. Oh, sorry.
Late game day holiday special.
Golden Knights on Hockey Night in Canada. Get your reaction at 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain. Sportsnet, CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. After hours guest will be Rasmus Anderson with Scott Oaken. We believe Eric
So they say after that game on Saturday on Sportsnet, Rasmus Anderson's going to be the after hours guest against VGK when that one's played on CBC. 18 points, 8 goals, 10 assists in 15 games against the Kraken for Nazem. Coronado takes a shot, and this one's blocked. 9-10 left to go in the third. Kadri's just tied it. And off the turnover, rolling puck goes back in the Flames' end. And they'll be smart with it as Kevin Ball goes left to right. Here for Huberdeau now. We'll just go ahead and send it in. Jonathan Huberdeau is one of those guys that can still score some points. You just have not seen it that much in a Flames uniform. Freddie Gaudreau wide open on the right wing, but the Kraken coughs it up. Now it's Coronado. He can walk in. Oh my goodness, what a shot! Matthew Coronado! And the Flames have the lead. That was a heck of a lift right off the rush, and that was a bomb. That red quick release for Coronado. The kids can't believe it, and I can't either. Right in off the turnover, a little inconspicuous. Coronado with a ripper, and the Flames take the lead. Let's see how this works. So now, is this a stick this side for a moment there for Huberdeau? This is just a cross-ice feed to the left off from Rasmus Anderson, and that is over the shoulder and clean on Joey DeCord. Rasmus Anderson going to get another apple. That is off the right shoulder and then up the top of the crossbar and in past the mesh. That is a bomb for Coronado, and the Flames are taking the lead. Again, they would be 3-1 in my coverage here. They did lose to the Red Wings, but I have pretty good luck here for the Calgary Flames alongside of the games that I covered. I know there are some different matchups, but still, you take what you take. 11th goal of the season, Coronado at 11-19 from Rasmus Anderson and Huberdeau. Flames now have the lead. Seattle desperate. They need points. As this is Nyman getting roughed up back in behind the net. Picked up there for a moment for Farabee, and Seattle was off. They got to get back. Nazem Kadri lost it across the flaming sea. He's the one that tied it. Chance at the net, fought off by Wolf as he makes the save. What a hell of a shot that we just saw for Matthew Coronado to make it a 3-2 lead for the Flames, trying to make them 3-1 during the broadcast so far this year for me. And it's not been a lot of wins, but I've been the good luck charm, I guess. As this is toward the left side dot. Riker Evans, left dot. This one deflected, and enough bouncing just to allow Wolf to save it near the left post. And Riker Evans down, gloves it down, sends it toward the net. Good defense there for Calgary. Fights it off. Kadri and Coronado with the goals. That's why they lead 7-20 left to go in the third. One of the Kraken gets messed up. That's Beniers behind the right side dot. And across the flaming sea. Flip back in now for Seattle. And we'll see what we get. 7:09. It was just offsides. Coronado has got the latest. And Kadri, wow, he smoked one of the Seattle Kraken there. That looked almost like a cross-check toward the face there. But Nazem able to get a piece of it anyway. When he plays like that and shows all of his skills, I still think 91 is still one of the best in the business. Yes, that's me saying it as one of my favorite players, but I think that has to be said. Shot board 44-21. Calgary, heavy edge on them. They finally taken the lead in this third period. As this one's flipped back down, Matty Beniers for a moment. He's under duress. He might actually escape this. He bounces it expertly off the own boards. Look for Mason Marchment. He lost the puck there for a moment. Then Eberle's pass. Picked off by Blake Coleman, former Stanley Cup champion multiple times with Tampa Bay Lightning. I'd like to say that. Here is Huberdeau diving play and to stay on his feet, at least knock it into the D zone for Seattle. And now 6:30 left in this third. John, they're with you on the solo call. It's Kadri and Coronado, and that's why Calgary has the lead here, 3-2, as we're getting late in this game. Alexiak with his head up. He looked there for Nyman. That one's knocked away and flipped back down the ice. Calgary has iced it. 6:11 left.
Always want that consistency, and it doesn't matter what the score is. Here tonight is an example. Down 2-1 in the third, and there is no panic. Just continue to play the right way, and hopefully you get rewarded. Take a look at the record. Last 7 home games, 5-4-1. That's terrific.
Adam Klapka almost had a chance. He's been hunting pucks all day. He's just not been able to get a piece of that third effort, as this is knocked away. Vince Dunn. Now an opportunity, 2-on-1 developing. Backhand. That one goes off the outside of the post. 5:45 left in the third. Beecher was trying to make it happen. Jan Kuznetsov gets us back to Dustin Wolf. It's a desperate Seattle team again. 1-8-1 in their last 10. Need points. Joey Decord's played so well. Yes, he's given up a couple in this third, but for them not to get anything out of this would be devastating. This will be flipped back down. Dustin Wolf makes the save, back pass away from the referee. And the Flames, Huberdeau nicely gets it to Morgan Frost. Frost, wrister, this one fought off by Decord. Left side red line. 5 minutes thereabouts left to go in the third. John, they're with you on this call. Flames just taking the lead. Freddie Gaudreau looking for a sauce pass. This one's knocked away. Shane Wright. Now Freddie Gaudreau one more time. And off the spin and turn. He's pinned against the right side red line. Chandler Stephenson. He's got one of the goals. Kevin Ball in his own end. Coughs it up. Now to the right side dot. Jamie Alexiak. Patient shoots. And Wolf makes a glove save with traffic in his grill. 4:42 left to go in the third. It's Coronado and Kadri, and that's why Calgary's got the lead late. So we'll get this officially here. As far as what we got, it is Matthew Coronado. Anderson again has 3 points. He's got 3 apples. And Huberdeau's got the secondary. We're going to go to OT in between the Rams and Seattle. So our game's going to start later, and it's probably going to finish first. So I will not get a chance to talk to Cooper today. Unfortunate, but as long as the Seahawks get the win, then that's all that matters. We will save all those points in intermission crosstalk. When we do meet up next week, I think sometime, we will have a lot to get to. It should be a fun show. And it usually is when we work together anyway. Flames D-zone draw, goal, 5 shots, couple hits for Nazem Kadri as well. Has been all over the ice. He usually is. As this will go cross ice to Joey Decord, play at Matty Beniers, picking up cross center ice. It's the Flames now trying to hold on to this lead in the final 4 minutes. Kadri, Coronado goals in the third period, trying to get a win against the Seattle Kraken. They knocked away from Eberle. Matty Beniers will kiss it to Eberle now, and he's going to get pinned against the left side red line. Backlund lifts it. He gets it away toward the defensive side. Have to go cross ice. Josh Mahura. Now Mason Marchment will send this one in. Dustin Wolf. Mackenzie Weegar will take this outstrip pass. It's a good one for a moment. At least it bounced off some blades, so no icing. Sent back around now for Mahura. Jan Kuznetsov in a battle. Allows Mackenzie Weegar to pick up the puck. 3:35 left to go in this third. As this is flipped back around from Riker Evans. Not a Nazem Kadri. Right up the gut. Wolf plays it. Good cancel off of a hit there for Jan Kuznetsov. Again, Brustovich and Kuznetsov I like on the back end D that I've seen them so far. Again, no Daniel Miramanov over the last few seasons, over the last season and a half, but that was the guy that they got from Vegas just to see. But I like some of the prospects that they've been using of late. Backlund, find the entry, little windmill, sends it toward the glass. This will bounce off the end of it. Huberdeau slows it down as the Flames can keep it in. Rasmus Anderson's got 3 assists today, and that's one of the reasons why Calgary's up by a goal here in this third period. 2 unanswered. Gaudreau on his backhand shovels it across. Flames there. It's loose in the middle of the slot, though. And Coleman will find it. Capo Cocco got tied up a little bit. Couldn't get to it. Calgary's got 45 shots on goal to Seattle's 22, and that's kind of started early, and it stayed that way. Seattle had a good second period, did not have a good first and third. And Lane Lambert's squad continues to look for answers. They would be 1-9-1 in the last 11 games. Joey Decord has made his exit. Extra attacker is on for the Kraken. Eberle just gets this one in. It's Beniers with a chance. Tolvanen, that one goes high. And now played in off the backhand. Seattle will turn around. It's Eeli Tolvanen. 1:50 left to go in the third. Extra attacker on. Down a goal. Tolvanen, patient, near the right side dot. And off the leave. This is gloved out of the air. Just too far for Jonathan Huberdeau. Picked up now. Bouncing puck, baseball style out of the air. Huberdeau, desperate, makes a play. Gets this one down the ice. 90 seconds left to go in regulation. Seattle down 1. Shot attempts are 75-39. It's been all Flames, but Joey Decord was a monster in the first 2 periods. As this one bounces off the glass to Huberdeau. Sent back down the ice again. 1:10 left to go in the third. Good forecheck there for Coleman. Kills some time. Seattle find the entry. Shane Wright. Shane Wright off the outside of the cage, trying to bank it off of Dustin Wolf. 1 minute left to go in the third. It's been a whale of a hockey game here. This is sent toward the net and canceled down the ice. Rolling puck will be iced against Calgary right at 50 seconds. So what do we got left in this football game? It is the Rams starting with possession. It looks like an 8:29 of OT. Again, touchdown wins it. Unless both teams mess up, then you get a field goal there. But our game's going to be over before that one, so it's unfortunate I don't get a chance to talk to them today, but looking forward to it soon enough. D-zone draw. Seattle can't hold it. Goes across the flaming sea for Dunn. This will be slammed in off the inboards. Ball, try to get to it first. Bounces off of Coleman's skate. Down to 30 seconds now. Seattle running out of time. Mason Marchment will flip into the players' bench, so probably a center ice thereabouts draw, and some fans got a souvenir. Again, in the third period, Nazem Kadri on the power play from Rasmus and Morgan Frost, and then Coronado from Anderson and Huberdeau at 10:04 and 11:19 respectively, and the Flames 29 seconds away from taking 2 points. Yes, there would still be a lot of work to do as far as where things would be in the playoff hunt. They'd still be 8 points out. However, if you're the Seattle Kraken, you would fall to 12, 14, and 6, 1, 9, and 1 in the last 10. And you kind of wonder what the hell's been going on. And we profiled it a little bit. 32nd in goal scoring. They've been 32nd in goals allowed this month. Nothing really going right. They've dealt with some flu bug. They've dealt with some injuries, but you've got to find a little more offense. Again, we will break down a lot of those names and everything in totality once we get Cooper Hopkins in here, because I have a lot of things I want to get a full discussion with him on, but there's a lot to do. Edmonton Oilers have moved themselves into third in the Pacific. That moves the LA Kings down by virtue of being a point behind. They're 15, 10, and 9. Edmonton's been climbing up the charts 17, 12, and 6. Kadri and Stephenson, 13 of 18 is Kadri on the draw. He's done everything right today. 29 seconds left to go in the third. Stephenson now get a chance to get back down on the knee. Kadri going to take another minute and adjust that mouth guard. 29 seconds left to create a little more suspense in this game at least. Calgary has played quite well, though. I've said that throughout. This is off the tie-out. Kadri between his skate blades. Backlund doesn't get it out. This goes D to D. Tolvanen plays it across, and this goes up and out of play with 19.3 left to go in the third. So we will hang on a little bit longer. It is the Rams still with the football, tied at 30 with 7:46 in OT there. It'd be kind of crazy if I finished my game first. And Outlook's still working. Another D-zone draw, this time on the left dot. Off the tie-up again. It's clean to Seattle. Walk-in, shot blocked. Calgary can finish it here. The captain C. Backlund taking it in. He scores! Michael Backlund gets his second of the game. The help there with Farabee to fight it off and push it ahead. When it went off his hand and hurt himself a little bit, but he's okay. And it's going to be a 4-2 win for the Calgary Flames. So other than that game, they would have to do the same between the Red Wings and the Flames. Otherwise, it'd have been undefeated for me covering them this year. But 3-1-0 is not too bad for the broadcast. He gets around Tolvanen, slides it in. Backlund scores the empty net, and that's your ball game. The Calgary Flames scored 3 times in this third period. Backlund's got 2 of them in this game. They're going to win 4-2. They're going to add a couple more ticks of a second on the shot board before we close it out, as Farabee getting his camera shots. Seattle loses again, 1-9-1 in the last 11, but the Calgary Flames, they got some home cooking coming, and they're looking to continue to play quite well. That Saturday game is going to be tough because you got the Vegas Golden Knights, and then you go back, you play a home and home. You got another home game against Edmonton. That might be where Cooper and I meet you. Home and home goes back to Rogers. And another 4 more there for the Flames. I think 7 the next day at home. Dustin Wolf played well enough, 21 and 23. And you had Joey Decord. He stopped all but 3 shots. He gets a tough luck loss, making 42 saves. Ring of Fire plays. Calgary Flames win 4-2. We will talk soon, ladies and gentlemen. This was a fun game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you.
A busy hockey night in Canada, just the way we like it, especially before the holidays. Leafs and Pretzel tangle. Pittsburgh and Montreal. Vancouver trying to keep their streak going again. They'll take on the Boston Bruins, an old rivalry renewed. And then Calgary, the nightcap with Rasmus Anderson on After Hours with Scotto and Eric Francis. Flames had to battle back, got 3 third-period goals to beat the Kraken 4-2. Seattle continues to struggle. The Flames continue to surge, especially on the